All right. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's GSL. Round of 8, Group B. Reynor in the top right side of the map. Classic in the bottom left side of the map. And I am excited because we are going to be checking out who is making it out of this group. The other side of this group, also a best of 3, same GSL format, is MARU and Gumiho. And you might think Maru's an overwhelming favorite, but remember, after having a 90% win rate against Gumiho, up to 2023, Gumiho has actually won, I think it was like 5 out of their last 8 matches. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Point being, really stacked group, but it's also wide open. Reynor, I think, struggles really hard against Protoss. I do think Classic's kind of a favorite against him, but like very slightly. And I think, hey, Reynor's going to have prepared his butt off. I think he's flowing. And I think he said it himself in his interview after the previous group stage. He said, look, previously when I've come to GSL, my mindset was if I don't beat everybody and win the whole tournament, I'm a garbage human and I'm worthless. Oh, look at that. He even fakes the cannon rush. He even fakes the cannon rush. Good tournament adjustment for Classic. And also Reynor respecting it. Pulls the drone, but then goes back to mine. That was good. Both Reynor respecting the potential for Classic to pull out a cannon rush. One of the guys who will mix in a cannon rush over the years. Usually not the best executed cannon rush, but he will mix it in when you least expect it. Yeah, anyway, so Reynor basically said, look, I just had this really bad mindset where I had to win the entire tournament or I, would get depressed, essentially. So, yeah. Now, on this map, I don't know if they can fit a pylon there to wall off, but if they put like a pylon here to wall there, it does look like there's a nice spot for one cannon that's very hard to defend. Actually looks like an incredibly nasty cannon spot on this map. I haven't seen a lot of the kind of NA ladder players and how good their cannon rushes are on this map, but yeah, interesting to see how that one evolves. Now, it looks like Classic's going to go for the standard, just Stargate in your face. I really prefer the Overlord to start here, and then actually, or even poke into the main and potentially see the Stargate, because Classic doesn't really try to hide it at all. But maybe if he sees Adept coming out and no chrono on the second unit, he'll go in then. Very quick link speed, standard play, double queen for Reynor as well. And I wonder if Classic plays Void Ray. I mean, in general, Classic, does he try to copy what SOS found success against Reynor with Void Ray gimmicky openings, right? He's like, I'm going bloody Tempest Rush, like SOS did some crazy builds, and he really got Reynor behind, like, multiple games, right? Reynor was in a lot of trouble. Now, no chrono on the second one, but Reynor doesn't go for the scout. I think he's just going to make the read purely off the warp gate upgrade timing, which is fair enough, and I think that does give him the info he needs. Zergling's going to break these little unbuildable plate there, and with 4 lings ready to block, ain't going to find anything. Reynor does pull back nicely, and yeah. A little bit of damage on the Adept, not bad, not bad. Okay, injects go down in the main as well. Wait, was that queen delayed in the main, or no? Okay, that's all right. Sorry, guys. I've had my coffee this morning. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it, and I'm like, that build just looked kind of odd for a second there. Adepts are shading forwards. Oracle's on the way. It is Oracle first. Extra pylons up. Second Oracle, almost immediately. Double Adept does not commit. Reynor was hiding the lings. Reynor wanted those Adepts to throw themselves away. He's going to go for the surround now, but the Oracle's almost here. He can't go for it. It's too late. It's too late. You should know the timing's up, Reynor, because that Oracle's going to be here. Good reaction by Reynor. This is very detail-oriented. This is really good. A lot of players would A-move on the Adepts there, lose 5-6 Zerglings to the Oracles without killing a single Adept. Third Nexus on the way for Classic behind. He takes out the lava on the hatchery. Someone was asking the other day, they were saying, why does no one ever target the lava? Why don't pros ever do that? They absolutely will if there's no other target. It's not a super high value target. Eggs, very hard to kill, but lava, only 25 hit points per lava. They do go down pretty easily. Spores going down in each base for Reynor right now. And he's not getting supply blocked at all. Very solid for Reynor. Reynor's really good at not getting supply blocked, actually. That's like one of his best things, as Reynor is rarely supply blocked in the opening stage. And he's going to go quick Evo. Classic +1 melee style. Okay, I love it. That being said, is he safe against Glaive Adepts? Because I feel like what I predicted yesterday when I was talking about this group, oh, hold on, is that Classic's going to go Glaive Adepts one game. And if Reynor can stop the Glaive Adept game in its tracks, like if he can shut that down well and not let Classic get an advantage or a free win with Glaive Adepts, then I think he wins the series. But for me, that's the question, because I know he's going to do it one game. Probably not this game, though. Oracles find a few drones. Really good Oracle movement. They're taking very little damage, and now there's 6 Adepts on the front. There are 12 Zerglings out with 10 more on the way. I think with so many Queens up front, 4 queens up front, and over 20 Zerglings. I think Reynor has the numbers to deal with this. Just barely. He's got a few things about to counterattack as well. Oh, going for it. Wow. Goes for the dive. 1 Adept falls, 2 Adepts fall. Remember, these do not have glaives. These are just regular Adepts. Ling's on the 3rd base. Going to get a nice little surround on one of these Adepts. Might be able to kill the other one as well. Oh, very nice there. But the Adept straight into the main. That's where the damage could come in for Classic. Like the Spore there to try to save that beautiful positioning. But Reynor adjusts his Lings as well. And this is a massive success for Reynor. That little Zergling counterattack. This is the sort of stuff you have to do. I mean, this is what allows Reynor to flow in the game. I'm going to overbuild units just a little bit, and that allows me to send a few across the map. Don't just get stuck being purely defensive. That's Serral style, right? Sitting there purely defensive and locking everything down perfectly. Reynor's a guy, play a little lower on economy, get a chunk of units, and then shut him down mega hard, take a 4th, explode into drones behind it. Excellent start for Reynor. And we're going to see an instant Templar Archives. Classic is going to turtle up, and that's probably the correct call. Realizing Stalker Pressure is not going to work out well for you this game. Take the quick gases, go for Storm, take a 4th, and then on this map, you've got a choke point leading into the 4th, a choke point leading into the 3rd. You can wall one of these off really hard for Zerg to find an opening, which is why there's a Spire. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, Reynor's preparation is so good for this map. I've gotten ahead of Zerg on this map and really struggled to kill a Protoss that just sits there and turtles and doesn't move out on 4 base. But Reynor going Mutalisk is obviously going to open up much more opportunities for that, especially against Stalker Storm. Oh, this is excellent play by Reynor. I mean, obviously he's got momentum early game. Even adding a Dropper Lord on the left side. I mean, these little details are really stellar. Now, if he goes in with the Lings here, he will get them shut down by the Zerglings. It's better for him to sneak by into that main, and he's going to do just that. Good job, good job. Lings coming forward. Oracle Stalker's going to have a bit of a poke in the middle of the map, but that is really just a poke. It's only 5 Stalkers. It's pretending to push more than anything else, and look at that. Reynor just disrespects it, as he should. Gets a snipe on the 4th. Bad start to this series for Classic. When things go well for Classic, he looks like a god gamer, but right now, it's Reynor who is running away with this game. Snipes the probe and just gets out of there. Very wise. Lings dropping in the main at the same time. Let's see if he can find damage in there. And he will get mining time, and it looks like probably 1 or 2 probes. Hey, pretty nice. Lings on the front, poke in. Stalkers do push it back. Lings on the right side as well. Oh, you know he's feeling himself now, guys. Reynor is never happier than when he's clicking Lings in from every side. Back in 2016, when Reynor was 14 years old and got to his first top 8 at a DreamHack tournament, DreamHack Valencia, he basically just massed Lings and ran in from every side, constantly, every single game. And it was what he did when he was first facing Serral in his first grand finals at Montreal in 2018, right? Just massling and muted, backstabbing the whole time. This is Reynor's happy place. When Reynor was struggling to finish Maru off on his way to his world championship, right? He was getting ahead every game, and then Maru was turtling and wrecking Reynor in late game. What did he do? He pivoted off Lingbane Hydra, swapped to mass Lingbane Muta, and mauled Maru 3 games in a row. This is where Reynor is at his happiest, and there is not enough defense in this main to cover it. 12 Mutas about to fly in. Only 1 cannon that's not even finished. Stalker's trying to warp, and he's going to recall, which is the correct call. But those Mutalisks already phasing away, saying, well, if you're recalling there, you can't be everywhere else. 1 Mutalisk does go down, but he's already got 5 probes. He's going to get a bunch more before this is over. Reynor maybe could be focus firing a little bit better, but look at that. Lings on the front as well. Oh, good luck defending this. Classic, I feel like he's playing pretty decently here, but he's just 1 step behind. Nice Storms, though. Storms into Archon Morph. The Lings do get cleaned. 24 probes have gone down, though. Massive advantage for Reynor, and he just targets the Nexus. Oracle's there a bit too late. The Nexus, it's gonna fall. Mutas just did a drive-by on the natural into the main, and then they are gonna bounce out of here as well. I would have loved to see Mass Mutalisk in this sort of game. I think it's an easy way to finish. He's gonna go back to Roachling and Hive, so a bit more of a... And he's gonna go Baneling Nest. Oh, I hate this follow-up. I think Mass Muta just wins. Now he's going Mutas, though. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this. I feel like you either go full Mutalisk here, but he's going double upgrades, Baneling Nest, Hive, and Ravager Roach. Feels almost too conservative. I guess he knows Classic's going to counterattack, and he doesn't want to get stuck in a base trade because Ling Muta into Cannon Storm can trade terribly. Okay, no, this makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Mass Muta would still probably win the base trade. Maybe that's more of an old school mentality. He understands that this army, he just wants to have the Roach Ravager to stop it front on. Fair call, fair call. Reynor does take a Storm on a few Zerglings. I mean, he's so far out. It's probably, you could say this is the safest finish, right? Why engage in a base trade when you're this far ahead? This is actually, like for me, I'm like, you're playing Mutiling, stick to the purest style and just base trade all game. Reynor's like, dude, I can actually play this way safer than that. And actually just, there's nothing you could do against a Roach Ravager Zergling hold. I'll transition Ultras behind it. Obviously counters everything Classic has. Classic has to build Phoenix against the Mutas. He's got to build Stalkers, Archons, High Templar. None of that's going to deal with an Ultralist tech switch. So even building a few extra Mutalisks might seem a bit wonky, but it actually works out really nicely. And there's actually no Phoenix being built. Massling Ravager does eat another Storm on that side, but it doesn't matter. The Mutalisks are where the real damage is being found. You can even trade on these Stalkers, right? When you outnumber them like that, your Mutas do so very well. Doesn't want to fly in the main too much because there are 2 cannons in that main base. He goes there now. Going to take a little bit of damage. But I think he's like, whatever, dude. I'm even happy to trade these Mutas out. He's like, I've got my Ultra Cavern done now. I'd like to build Ultralists. He might even throw the Mutalisks away, yeah. Oh, no. You know there's no dead space in this corner, is there? Yeah, this is the map with no dead space in the corner, Reynor. You can't hide on this one. Dude, how many players have we seen figure that out in real time in the last week? We've seen people try to hide Medivacs there, Warp Prisms. The number of people we've seen tried to hide units there and then go, oh! This map doesn't have a ton of dead space. The units just get kind of stuck there. That's the Tokamak effect, man. You gotta be careful on this one. But massive advantage for Reynor, and it looks like an easy win for him. So really, what led us to here, guys? Well, I think it was just good handling of the Adept Oracle early game. Very good macro, 0 mistakes. And I think, you know, we've seen a lot of Rogue struggling, and Dark went before he went to the military, which he's now in his military service. And I was saying for a long time, it's all about the details of the early game. Like, you need to grind out a more perfect early game, or you're just going to struggle as Zerg against Protoss. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not shift. Like, the balance has clearly shifted in Protoss' favor in this matchup. I do think Energy Overcharge makes the Oracle a bit too powerful, and something we probably want to, like, you know, I think the community should look at wanting to change. But you know, as a Zerg, it's like, okay, the game's getting harder. We've seen Serral still finding a lot of success in the matchup. It demands real focus on that first 5 minutes going well. Getting momentum there can lead you into many opportunities, and I really feel like Rogue has been a little bit slow to pick up on that. I think Solar's been quite good at it, actually. Solar's really been leveling up his EVPs early games. Stalker Archon is there. The Ultra's just kind of baiting around, the Link's coming in. But point being, regarding this game, it really feels like Reynor's early game stepped up a notch in this map. But we'll see what happens in the next one, right? Because it might just be Classic didn't have the best early game, made a mistake or two, and Reynor played well. Reynor maybe hits a supply block or two, makes a few little mistakes here or there in the next game. Classic maybe has a bit of a tighter early game, and suddenly things could look a bit better for him. I mean, he's going to be able to take out the hatchery, but Classic's hanging on right now. He's really refusing to die. Storms his own units a little bit there. Oracle trying to hold on. Did he just kill his own Oracle with Storm? Yes, he did. I mean, he's in a disastrous position, man. He's trying to defend with no numbers. Every Archon needs to kill 4 Ultras for him to win this game. He's doing a good job with the micro being annoying and whatnot. The Infestors are there. One good fungal, and it's just like, oh, you can't blink back now. And look at the Ultra splash damage. He did throw his fungals a little bit quickly. Obviously, it lasts for 3 whole seconds of fungal growth, guys. But you want to throw it a little bit before the previous one ends to make sure that there's no chance for them to blink away in between fungal durations. I think he was maybe throwing them at about 1.5 to 2 second duration. Ultra takes out the Archon. Not too much to talk about here, guys. Zerg's been far too far ahead for far too long. I think Mutalisks was excellent. I think that, you know, like I said, if he just plays like Lurkers or something, or a big Roach attack, I think Classic can absolutely defend with the power of Storm, Energy Recharge, Frontal Defense. But none of that stuff that Classic was going for is that well suited for dealing with Mutalisks. So with both a good start, a map where ground assaults are limited, but that access to the main is rather open, a perfect choice for Mutalisks off of a perfect opening, Reynor takes a dominating game 1. Alright, guys. Game 2. Reynor with a fantastic game 1, but it went to Ley Lines, a slightly smaller map, a map that both players are going to have a little bit more practice on. And we are going to be seeing straight to 14 supply. Pulls a drone. Builds another drone with the extractor trick. And then it's going to go for that. Are we going 15 Overlord, or are we going to go Hatchery? Let's see. 100 minerals. He does build the Overlord. Okay. And Classic, not going for the block. Classic, not as focused on blocking as guys like Max Pax, Hero sometimes. Zaun, every game is going to go for the fast block. You often want to go 15 Hatchery before Overlord. Classic, is he just going to gate scout? Gate scout, I think, is... Whoa, what is with that gateway placement, guys? He's not building in the choke point. He's building behind the choke point. Now, the advantage of this is if you are getting pushed in, your opponent kind of has to move into the choke point to attack the buildings. There's less like surface area on these buildings for a Ling Flood. Ling Flood just doesn't feel very dangerous right now, and it does mean your wall-off's a bit further from your third base, which means your units have to cover more open ground to defend it. So that is a very odd gateway positioning. It also means wherever he puts his Cybercore or whatever, he can't wall off behind it. So he might want to go like Cybercore here, and then a third building down here with the choke point on the outside. It's a very weird position. Guys, it's not just heroes wall-offs I hate. That is absolutely odd. I'm curious to see how this wall takes shape. And there's going to be 2 workers onto gas into the Nexus. Oh, Nexus a little bit late. I love that. I love it's even seeing top pros overly focus on their probe micro. They're like, I must slow down their mineral mining by 3 minerals. It's like, oh god, my Nexus and Cybercore are both a few seconds late. I'm like, this is actually... I'm pretty sure this is... Does this actually take away the point of doing the probe harass? I was wondering this because I was playing someone really good a few days... It was a Solar? I was playing Solar the other day, and I was probe harassing the crap out of him. And I was like, I'm pretty sure all my buildings are a few seconds late because I'm overly focusing on this probe. I'm like, there's no way this is worth it. We've just... Oh, actually, this is good. He's denying Reynor's mineral patch. Wow, he denied Reynor's mineral patch. Reynor's like, whatever, I'm focusing the rest of my build. He does need to fix this. Reynor's chucking a dark right now. He's got 3 workers on 1 patch and only 1 worker on the good patch. 3 workers on a bad patch. Only 1 worker on a... Oh, please fix this, Reynor. Reynor, what are we... Oh, no. Okay, he does. He does. He notices. I've seen Dark leave that for the entire game before, if it gets messed up in the early game. Reynor does fix it. Still pretty good disruption for Classic. Wastes quite a few minerals. If you trigger your opponent with the mineral disruption, it's worth it because of the psychological damage is what Twitch chat's saying. I think I agree. I think I agree. That's true. I don't think I managed to trigger or tilt Solar by denying 6 minerals in the early game. I don't think that helped me with that game. Though I was pretty impressed with how I played in that one. I felt like, you know, I actually killed a lot of Solar's roaches in his roach max before getting easily overwhelmed, you know? I killed at least 20 roaches before the other 69 of them overrun me. Oracle's on the way here. We will be seeing the chrono go into that in a few seconds when he hits 50 energy. Oh, the pylon goes up here as well. Chrono. Beautiful. Depth Shade's getting cancelled on the front. See, the second Adept comes over. Oh, he accidentally bought a probe. It was still on his hotkey. The scouting probe, he accidentally left on the controller. Often you'll put the scouting probe on like one of your army keys. And then if you don't recreate a new key, you just add the Adepts to the key. Sometimes you accidentally send that probe back across the map. That's funny. Oh, he wants to deny the third. Reynor, not just sitting there and accepting being defensive. I love it. It's so hard to do big committed aggression these days against Protoss. But if you can find ways to sneak handfuls of units across, this is great because he's got Sumlings at home with the Queen, and Sumlings are going to find the third the second it starts. If he clicks on it immediately, he might be able to get the cancel. 5lings is not a lot. You can see its hit points are going down now. 170, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 190, 80, 70. Not enough. If he clicked on it immediately, he might have just barely got that. Very close, but not enough. At least this keeps the Oracles at home. Well, it does it. There's still 1 Oracle on the front. Only lost 1 Zergling so far. It did allow him to delay his spores a bit. 2 Queens in the main. Spore goes up on the third. Queen and a Spore there. Lings keep poking. But he's not throwing his units away. This is very well done by Reynor. Because look, he's droning, he's building overlords. He's going to Evo for the fast melee again. A lot of people have been hating on the melee. And I think it's still a really good opening. Got to remember the success Cyril had back at the start of the year. It was Masters Coliseum, where he used the melee opening at a very high percentage in his games with massive success. I think he mixed it in Pigfest a little bit as well. Not super duper frequently, but he definitely mixed it in. Roachhorn layer coming in. Reynor's super safe with his Roachhorn timing against Glaive Adepts. Remember what I was talking about? Like, you to be ready for the Glaive Adepts. They're going to come out at some point in this series. I'm really happy he's ready for that. Quick 4th hatchery at 5 minutes as well. And pulls away, leaves only 1 drone there. Oh, I mean, he could have got like 4 more hits on that Oracle. He wanted to hit his inject timing, I guess. But, still. Good handling. Just could have got even more damage, right? I'm like, oh, that's weird. He could have done more, you know? It's still a resounding success, fam. It is going to be more of a blink, heavy blink into Templar Archives, Shield Battery. Classic's getting put in a defensive mindset here, isn't he, guys? I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because he's not behind this time, right? But it really does feel like he's making Blinken +1, but he's rushing Templar Archives so early. Like, so early. And Storm is a great upgrade. And it's gonna be necessary, because that's a pretty early Hydra Den, so it's gonna be Ling Hydra. Hopefully not Ling Bane Hydra. I'm a firm believer that Banelings against Protoss are one of the most useless units in all of StarCraft right now. I think with energy recharge and the Baneling nerfs and the mix of stasis traps, Blink Stalkers and Storm, I think going for speed Banes as part of your army comp is absolutely one of the most awful things you can commit to as a Zerg. Hydraling is good, but I think you're better off going straight to Lurkers, Vipers, maybe Ultras, whatever it is. Only 5 queens this game. Oh, Reynor really skimped on his anti-air. All right, he needs to spread like 3 or 4 lings in front to take these stasis traps. Splits 2. That does take 4 on the stasis trap. He's got some lings behind. He needs to potentially probe the wall off with that. High Templar are there gathering energy. Could try running in the 3rd. Attempt for a 4th base for Classic behind this. You can see this is just a pressure, guys. Classic's not going to do big damage, but if he can pick off a bunch of units while getting a 4th up. And look at that. He predicted the ling counter, so he had a squad of units there. Wow. Oh, the transfuse on the Hydra for Reynor, though. Wow. Okay, this is so good. Guys, we got a matchup coming in. Baneling Nest does go down for Reynor. I think Baneling's going to add nothing to this army, like I said. I think pure Hydra Ling is actually really good, and it's something we've seen players just dodge storms with the lings and stuff. But yeah, the way Classic here is now prepared to both put pressure on the front and be ready for the counterattacks. This is a nice adjustment for Classic, but Reynor's already just bulldozing his way across this map. Is he going to be able to deny this 4th? The High Templar need to get up here. He was not expecting those Hydras. Classic pulls back. Revelation is there. Wall-off is solid against the lings on the south. Reynor goes Infestation Pit, 2nd Evo, and drones. And he's up to 80 workers behind this. Not bad. But yeah, I do think Banelings are not going to help too much. As long as he doesn't just mass Banelings, I think it's fine. Like, it's not that expensive, right? You make a Baneling Nest, you make Bane Speed, maybe you make a handful of Banes, that's fine. It's just when players are like, here's 60 Banelings and I'm going to roll into this Psystorm Stasis Cannon spread, that's where it gets really nasty. Okay, and he's going to go 7 gases for Reynor, Hives on the way. No Lurker Den just yet. Now, Reynor is famous for always being late on his Lurker upgrades. I've talked about this for many years. I love you, Reynor. He's such a good player. But even though like Hive takes 71 seconds, Lurker Den I think is 57, but he never starts the Lurker Den when the Hive starts. He always starts it when the Hive's like 3/4 or more done. And that means he can't start on them. Now, he might just be planning not to make Lurkers, but I feel like you've got the money. You want to open that tech up soon. Big push coming in. Dude, this is kind of crazy. Classic committing to an insane push for the Stasis Trap core. His flank, I was like, why isn't his flank moving in? Oh, and the Ling Hydra just struggling because it's so heavy on the Zerglings. Archon Zealot Storm do not care about Zerglings. Zerglings are bad against that. Dude, Classic snipes the bottom base. Is he gonna get the top as well? No way. Reynor cannot afford to lose both. Oh, and the flank now moves in. About a minute too late. Oh, you're kidding me. The double hatchery snipe for nothing. Oh, Reynor's screwed. You can't be playing 3-base Zerg against a 4-base Protoss who's going to Sky Toss. Oh, that's straight D-Town, that is. Oh, damn. I mean, this is the problem with Ling Hydra. Maybe he should have actually made Banelings to defend that, right? I think a spread of Banelings on creep would have been effective against that. For running into the Zealots, coming in a bit of a spread, baiting storms, trying to hit the High Templar. That's actually the scenario where I think he needed Banelings, funnily enough. Man, I'm like, Pig, you just go back on your analysis. Like, if you're attacking with it, terrible. Like I said, it does have some utility. It's not that expensive, but I think they're mostly Zealots High Templar there. The Banes are good. Not useful against the Archons, of course. But on creep, they're obviously way more effective. But that Stasis Trap catching his flank just made this feel so much safer. Stasis Trap's been way too effective this game for Classic. And Reynor, he gets the Hive, but he only goes Adrenal +3 and Ultra Cavern. Oh, was he always planning to play Ultras here? Oh, that's kind of cool, because there's actually no Robo. The second, there is a Robo down, second Robo as well, but he's only got 1 Immortal. Yeah, Ultras does make sense. Ultras are actually really good. I love that Reynor's building Ultras, but because he's lost those 2 bases, he's dead in the water. So this is one of those games where people are going to go, well, see, Ultras are bad. And it's like, guys, he literally lost all of his income at the worst possible time. I mean, he's miles behind. This is going to give all the time in the world to go double Immortal production. Classic should be able to close the game from here. Unfortunately, he's making what many of the pros have told me is the basically the throw button in this matchup is building carriers instead of Tempests, apparently. Now, I would argue that is the case sometimes. 2 carriers aren't going to add much. Hydras can deal with that, but I think the problem is right now Reynor's poor. I don't think he can afford a Spire and Corruptors to deal with it. Lings here could actually take down these Zealots with a Surround, but he wants to wait for some Banes or some Adrenal or something like that. Something that'll allow him to actually trade super positively. 5th Nexus going up on the Rich Gas base in the middle. There's a spread of Banelings in the mix. Just supply-efficient units, but not really cost-efficient units. He's High Templar on this side as well, in that off lane, as well as the Prism going down the right side. Double Prism. Classic. Oh, and look at this. They've got like a little cannon forest. Oh, dirty. Dirty, mate. Oh, yeah. High Templar are coming. Ooh. Oh, the double storm right on top of each other. Not great storms for Classic. Left side, it looks like there's a bit of a skirmish over there. Something ran in, maybe some Banelings. Another storm does go down. Looks like from energy recharge. Reynor gets a pretty decent trade there. Adrenal Glands helping out those Zerglings. But he's going to just run by and try and escape with these Lings. No Spire started just yet. 5 Ultras are on the way. Reynor needs to start that Spire and start getting those air upgrades, or he's going to be a bit too far behind on those. I don't think Reynor wants to play late game, though. I think Reynor is happy to play the mid game, the early late game. I don't think he wants to go to end game. No one really does, but Classic's known for that stage of the game, known for his patience. Yes, Serral ground him down to dust there in Pigfest, but he had to work incredibly hard for it. You guys remember the game where Serral sandpapered Classic down? I think it was on this specific map. It's like a 35-minute game where he just slowly ground Classic to dust. Reynor does not possess that patience, and he knows this about himself. He is not Serral. Nobody else is. Nobody else can really do that to a guy as good as Classic in the late game. So he's got to look for an Ultra Surround. Does he have spellcasters? No spellcasters. 27 Hydras. No Spire building. Uh-oh. If Classic plays really patiently and doesn't offer a good fight, Reynor might be screwed. Reynor's Lings going in for the hold position. Gonna kill a bunch of probes, not bad. The Zealots getting some good damage. Hydraling will deal with it. 7 drones on both sides. 8 probes do end up going down. The Lings are cleaned up finally. Classic still has his double Prism in position, but keep in mind that's 2 supply there, 8 supply there, so 10 supply not really doing anything. No Spore on the edge. Queens will slow things down. Reynor's going to send a few units. The main army's ready to come in. I mean, I worry that Time Warp's going to ruin Reynor when this fight happens. There are no Immortals on the map. No Immortals against Ultras is very risky. But attacking from one angle, not going to work for Reynor. He needs that surround. Remember what I said? He needs a fight and recall. He gets 2 Archons, gets another Stalker or 2 there. Can he chase the rest of the army? Going through Time Warp, he frenzies forward. Does take a Storm on the Hydras, another Storm on the Ultras. Good retreat here for Classic. If he can get out, it's going to be big. No Corruptors to dive on the air units. That is a fantastic retreat for Classic. Loses a few units. Units lost time. Looking like it's only 700 in favor of Classic, but that's fine. He does not care if it's only 700 in his favor because the Spire's not done. He is still building carriers, though. And I think against Serral, that's always a game-losing choice. But we're looking at Reynor, a guy who only went the Spire because he's forced to. You can tell he doesn't want to go in that direction. If someone doesn't have the patience to grind you down, carriers might be the better choice. Like I've heard pros say, you know, and I've repeated it as well, like, oh, that's the throw unit, the carrier, right? It's not as good as the Tempest. The Tempest can just poke and prod and force the Zerg to take bad fights over a long period. But the carrier, you need to have just the right balance of Corruptors to deal with them, and you need to somehow evade the Psystorm arc on just destroying your Corruptors, which makes the fight incredibly complicated. It's almost like a really, really big skill check. Oh, Overseer runs in front and does die, but I don't think there's a Dark Shrine, so that's okay. Ultra attack on the north will take out a lot of cannons. And he's going to try and defend the south. Wow, dude, Ultra's sniper base. This is huge. Reynor's going to get some good damage. Loses 1 Ultra. 2 Ultras very low on hit points. He doesn't have that many Queens this game. They might be banking energy by this point, though, so he could go back and transfuse a little. He's not going to get the Nexus. He needs to get out. Reynor needs to get out. Reynor needs... Oh, he's attacking everywhere else. Oh, he YOLOs on the army. Sorry, guys. I'm just tunnel visioned really bad. I did not expect him to try and attack there. I think he assumed the whole army was coming north. Oh, no. And he cancels the middle base. He does cancel the middle base, but he loses all of his Ultras, doesn't kill the Nexus, and his main army just went in. How many Hydras has he lost? 22 Hydras? Oh, my lord. Yeah, I've absolutely got to rewind that fight at the end of this replay. Sorry, guys. I apologize for that. That looked like he thrust into... I'm not sure. Did he have an Overseer? It looks like he did have Overseers with his army. Lings will finish this Nexus off. He's still building Hydras. I don't know. He might have to go Corruptors against this. There's 8 carriers out now. He's gonna... Okay, so what... Okay, Reynor's gonna do the old Remax. I don't know if he has enough gas in the bank. He's gonna try and clean the ground army with overwhelming Ultraling Hydra and then Remax on Corruptors. Problem, there's 4 mortals out now, and look how quickly they're killing Ultras. There's a lot of Storm as well. Storm, Ultra Immortal, Time Warp as well! Oh my lord! Time Warp, Size Storm! Time Warp, Size Storm! Ultra Immortal, Carrier, Storm, and he is gonna obliterate the Ultra Hydra Queen. Reynor attacks into the Time Warp, cannot find the fight. Oh my lord. Oh my lordy lord. GG, nice game 2 for Classic. Okay, so let me show you guys. He clicks them just here, and then he does look down here. Let's watch from his camera on normal speed. This is slower than the actual live game speed. He looks down here, he says, oh cool, let's click on the carrier, and he literally just, oh my lord. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That's a very bad, if he didn't take this fight, there's a chance here because he's killing Nexi, he's picking him apart, and then maybe he can just keep splitting his army up and just don't fight the army front on, keep countering and try to basically get Classic to split his army into smaller chunks where your mobility can take him down. And then in the midst of all that chaos, you can actually swap into Corruptors with Carapace and kill the air army. But losing that army like that was so costly. If it wasn't for that, I actually think he might have been ahead in the units lost. Reynor was doing a pretty damn good job with Ultraling Hydra. I gotta say, man, I wasn't expecting that. But Classic ties up the series 1-1. Nice defense for Classic. All right, guys. We've got Classic in the top right side of the map. Reynor in the bottom left is going to be going for the old 15 Overlord. And this time Classic's going to come and block his expansion. Yachi's going to have to go take a third base. Reynor's been accepting that recently, but he's not sent his drone down yet. That's late. That's a very late drone, guys. That's not even early enough to build his hatchery on... Okay, it's barely early enough to build his natural on that timing. And the probe following him is crazy. Obviously, that's not going to keep following, which is why Reynor doesn't take the bait. A lot of players there would pull another drone going, oh, he's going to chase me. I could build the expansion. But Classic's always going to turn back in time to block this base. But Reynor, nonetheless, has a pretty late hatchery. Goes down, I guess like 52 seconds is not too bad. He has this timed out fine. I think when you get blocked like that, it's perfectly fine to go for the hatchery at that moment. Like I said, Reynor's been letting himself get blocked recently. He doesn't mind too much. Guys like Cyril really try to focus on getting that natural hatchery more often than not, but can't always predict when your opponent's going to block, so that is a poker game that is not reliable. Good denial of this mineral patch for Classic. That has been a proper nuisance. Oh, he really likes doing that. I do think it's worth sending a drone to attack him in this scenario. Yeah, gonna pull the drone out, attack him once or twice, then go back to mining. I think is actually more worth it than what Reynor's doing. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think you lose less mining that way. I don't know. I think technically what Reynor's doing is the best if you micro perfectly. It's just incredibly hard to pull off because the drones keep getting bounced away. But yeah, he's doing good. Does good, minimizes the damage. Second pylon, once again in the main. Classic's going to go for that Stargate almost certainly. And I said it would all be about the Oracle and the Glaive Adept. Can Reynor defend it well? Do we see it in game 3? Will Classic go for Oracle and the Glaive Adept? Reynor has not been that greedy, right? He's been playing melee every game. He went Roach-Roar in at least one of the games, if not 2 of them. So he's not leaving himself wide open the way, like, you know, I pointed out Dark and Rogue have both been wide open to Glaive Adepts recently, and that's why a lot of Protoss players have been spamming them against it. I assumed Reynor was going to play similarly somewhat greedy style that's a bit open to Glaive Adepts. Hasn't done it yet. So I thought this would be a bit more of the meta between the two players. How much greed can Reynor get away with? When do the Glaive Adepts slide out to punish him and force him to play a bit safer? But it's actually been good respect for both sides. Probe's going to go down. That's a nice kickoff for Reynor. Oh, good Spore trick. You could see the 2 drones were on top of each other, so he clicked the wrong drone at first, moved it out of the way, and then still got the Spore down in time. Extra Adept comes out. Oracle is on the way. Of course, you're always waiting for that next 50 energy. As is standard, Overlord sailing to the back of the base, and the Chrono Boost will go down. Tight build orders on either side. Couple Lings waiting in the main as well. That's very important. Does he have more Lings popping in the main? Yeah, he'll have 4 Lings there. Not enough to shut down these 2 Adepts, but if the Queen gets out a bit of damage as well, then it could help. She's going to go forwards, and those Adepts are just going to threaten this third. Plenty of Lings coming out. There's 12 Zerglings total, I think? Yeah. There's Adepts, kind of vulnerable. The Lings are just going to choose to counter instead. Probe moving out to take a third. Oracle has to come back to secure that. Good call by Classic. And I think he has to turn the laser on, right? Oh, he diverts, goes to the left side. He might have already been planning to take that third, actually. And he will get it started. Ling's just going to say, hey, turn your laser on, dude. Goes for the probe. The probe is hiding far enough back that Reynor doesn't want to lose all 4 Zerglings for that, so he loses 2. Makes the Oracle defend. Spore Crawler in the main. Nothing in the third or the natural just yet. 5 more workers on the way for Reynor Classic. He's going to go for that Twilight Council. 4 minutes 15. Into 2 more gateways before gases. I spy me a glaive adept, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the fastest glaives by any means, but it does feel like it's that build with no gases on the natural yet. Already going gateways. Oof. 2 drones and a spore kill. That's pretty damn effective, man. Oracle's finding... Oh, they can find another? Oh, sloppy. Another drone goes down. This is really good momentum. Remember. Oh my gosh. You know it's glaives. It has to be. Oh gosh. All right, we're going to have a 6-minute glaive timing. Roach Warren goes down. It's not early, but it's just in time if he builds roaches when that finishes. Reynor's up 5 workers right now. He's actually perfectly fine despite the damage he's taken. He's snucklings around the left side. There's still 2 adepts defending the third. Classic has realized he's pegged Reynor as being counterattack focused in this series. He's really correctly pegged Reynor and the style that he's going for. Reynor bad micro. Reynor really bad micro. He needs to get out of there. Yeah, he tried to split but misclicked his ling, so only 1 ling split to the north. Adepts coming in the natural. Reynor needs to realize what's happening. Oh! Does he realize? Does he realize this? I don't know if he gets the tell from this. Maybe he's smarter than I am, because I would just think this is Stalkers from what he's seen with this Overlord. It's coming in too late. Building a 4th, he's building drones. He has no idea. He has no idea. I talked about at the start of the series, Glaive Adepts following up at Oracle was going to be a big part of this series, and I did not think it would be in Game 3. I did not think it would be this late in the series. The Adepts move to the right. He does see Adepts swapping in. He sees Adepts swapping in. He starts a single roach. Oh no, 4 roaches. Can he defend? 6 Queen, 17 Zerglings, 13 Glaive Adepts, 2 Oracles. It's a nightmare situation, but he's building as many roaches as he can. He does have supply free. Reynor's macro has been very good. He's been very greedy. He can afford a few drone losses. Transfuse will go down. Lings think about engaging, but without +1 melee, that is a dicey decision. Oh no, the Lings get stasis trapped. Nice wall off here. 1 adept goes down. Another adept's about to die. Evo Chamber gets killed in the wall off. The adepts are going to pull back while the shade goes in. Does this buy Reynor enough time? He's got 4 more roaches, 14 more Lings on the way. Quickly evacuates the drone. Could have been a few seconds early. Does lose 5 drones. He went out 2-3 seconds earlier. Maybe he saves those, but 4 more adepts coming in the front. Queen's targeting the stasis trap. Well done. Good hold there by Reynor on the third. Adepts shading into the natural, though. Roachling on top. Reynor's scramble is good, guys. Reynor is very good. His ZVP Jiu-Jitsu is looking very nice. Looked like Classic had a dominant position, but somehow Reynor is escaping this chokehold. Roach is well positioned in the main. He's droning in the midst of this. I think he's holding this just fine. This was an excellent, very low Roach defense for Reynor. The Spore Crawler in the main is barely alive. His Oracles are going to try to rotate into that main because he knows that Spore can get focused down, but that's a bit too deep. There's Queens everywhere. 8 drones building. Units lost tab is within 1 mineral of each other. 2175 to 2174 resources. Holy crap. How often do you see that? Oh my gosh, damn. And afterwards, I do think Reynor had, you know, with the fast 4th, he has a slight economic advantage. There is cannon battery coming up. No 4th base, though. And I think being kept off at 4th, his Templar Archive is just finishing. It's really hard to get a 4th base up for Classic, while Reynor can drone his 4th. Now, Oracles are going to dive here, but they're taking a lot of damage. I don't think he can fight that Spore anymore. He's going to have to recall if he wants to keep these alive. This Queen, she's hunting. She hunting. She hunting. Oh my god. Oracle goes down. That Oracle barely in the single hiding spot that is available there. Hydrogen is on the way for Reynor. He does have +1 range. Infestation Pit starts, and I think that's the correct call. Going to Lurkers here makes a lot of sense. Now, if he could cancel this 4th with a surprise by just moving across with his Lings or Roachling even, that would be excellent. Stalkers are moving forward to pressure, which means the 4th is wide open. I don't think Reynor necessarily even expects there to be a 4th yet, but he does find it. And, oh, extra value. Extra value. He's going to go for the Stalkers as well. He does need to split some Lings on the Nexus. Oh, ignoring the Nexus. A bit too greedy for Reynor. He gets a Stalker. Gets a Probe. Could have got the Nexus. It would have been much higher value than that. Unfortunate. If he targeted the Nexus, that would have been the higher value play. Would have lost a lot of lings for it, but I think it would have been good. Oracle comes back in, gets 2 drones. Nice micro for Classic. And now Classic, I think, securing that 4th gets him back in this game. Now, he's still got to pivot really hard, really fast. And he's got to push. He's got to push with his Stalker Storm right now, even though he's under supply. And he's got to transition into, I would imagine, Fleet Beacon second Stargate or double Robo. He's got to pick one. He goes Robo. I'd love to see a second Robo. He's building 4 probes at a time. The problem for Classic is that Stalker Storm is garbage against Lurkers. Lurker, Den, Hive, second Evo, all on the way for Reynor. Reynor's still got the army supply lead, but it's Roach Ravager. It's a very basic supply, and this game is still neck and neck. Damn, what a good series we're seeing between these two. I said this group is too close to call. It could go any way. MARU is probably just historically the favorite to just bring it out and show what he means in GSL, but his form obviously not being amazing over the last months. It's a wide open group. No one knows who's going to win any of these matches. Roach Ravager, Hydra trying to defend. Got to watch out for the Storms, man. Does bait the Storm, but there's so much more where that came from. You can't let him take position. Reynor needs to get down here right now and spread on all angles. He's letting Classic take position. The Storms are going to be big. Reynor pulling back into 2 sides. He's trying to make Lurkers. I don't know where they're morphing. I think it's up in the 3rd base, which is a problem. The Stalkers are going to blink in. Oh, God. Great Stalker Storm push. He's low on supply as Classic, but super decisive. It's exactly what he needs. And that Storm on the flank is massive. Reynor was up on 85 workers here, but perhaps a little too greedy. The Lurkers just 30 seconds too late. Oh, man. What a difference 30 seconds makes. He's taking so much damage. Yes, the Lurkers are shredding the Stalkers, but they can fade away to the left side, and he's still got more Storms coming in. Trying to push into that main. Classic accidentally attacks the plate for a moment. Now he lands another great Storm. His army will get cleaned up, but he's done so much damage that I think this is very worth it for Classic. He's on 73 workers. He's got Reynor to 67, and oh my gosh, is his army still not going down? It's actually a game-winning push with 1 Archon and like 8 Stalkers in the base. It might be. Stalkers on the left. Nothing there to defend. Reynor has to use drones on the left side. And in the main base, that Archon finally falls. Lings, Hydras, Lurkers should be able to deal with it. But over at this base, look at that. Blinks on the Hydras. Classic. Very decisive. There's still 3 Hydras there. The drones are tanking nicely. These Stalkers blink to the low ground. Oh, he's going proper D-bag, and Reynor's going to be super tilted. The way these Stalkers are just blinking around, taking advantage of that just slight lack of numbers. And that's going to be a finishing blow. Classic with a slow zealot reinforce. Wow, he's got a 4th fully mining behind this. 77 probes. Fleet Beacon, Robo, all that stuff is up. That Storm timing is so brutal, man. That Storm timing is just such a brutal move. And that's why you've really got to be able to, I think, spread out and engage these armies as early as possible to bait the Storms out. Otherwise, it's absolutely brutal. Reynor's going to try and drone back up, but he's too far behind now. 22 workers down, droning up, whilst Classic just needs to build pure army from there, upgrades army, and he can do what he wants. He's going to go Tempest. He does, I'd like to see his Forge continue upgrading. And, yeah, he's even going to take a 5th. He's building cannons. I don't know if cannons are really... I feel like you've got so much momentum. Just build more gateways and go smack a pizza boy, you know? But Reynor's going to have a bit of time to re-drone. Is there hope? I don't think so. But we'll find out. Can Reynor make some magic happen? I think if you just get good forward position here, you'll be good. I mean, a few cannons is not the end of the world. I just think 8 gateways is a little light. Would like to see Classic build on that. He's got 4 High Templar. Would be nice to maybe go up to 6. I do think having just an abundance of Storms is so beautiful with this Tempest style. Tempest's going to clean up the Overseer in the back just to make sure there's no Nidus surprise or anything like that. And oh, barely survives. 67 drones for Reynor. He's still trying to drone up, build Hydras. He's going to go for a Nidus Worm. He is going to go for that Nidus Worm. He's got the Overseer survived. Stalker takes it out though. Yeah, if Reynor's thinking, look, if I get enough Lurkers and I surprise you, there's a chance. There is a chance. 6 High Templar, 3 Immortals. Only up 11 supply right now. So much cannon battery for Classic. He's basically saying, look, I may be weird. I probably could win by pushing, but I can still just do crazy pushing with this and be safe with the cannon battery at home. He just wants to do get the setup that he's used to, because he knows with that setup, he's favored in late game. Tempest's picking away. Reynor's going to feel stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. These Hydras and Lurkers need to pull back from here. Oh gosh, Reynor needs to get out of here, man. He needs to pull further back. He's got to unsiege his Lurkers and give up this ground. And pull behind the hatchery to lure them forward. Lings try to go in. Overseer in the main. He's going to throw a Nidus Worm. Okay, Hail Mary Nidus. He's going to go for the rogue special. Mama's building in that main base. If he can kill that Nexus, that's amazing. Lurkers are getting sieged, though. He's going to hop in the Nidus Worm and just ignore this push. He says, okay, let's base trade. He needs a new Nidus to build somewhere. He's going to pop out in that main base. Classic's going to dive in here. Okay, Lurkers in the main. Hydra's Queens. And Mama's not going to get out. The Nexus does go to town. Drone's starting to run away from this left side. Massive army supply advantage for Classic. He will lose his tech in the main. Prism in the back goes down. Templar Archives is already gone. Stargate's going down. 12 Lurkers out. 3 more morphing. In the back of the main, he's going to try and put up some sort of defense. Spore gets a few good shots off. Hydras are popping out to their death, as are Lings. I don't think Classic throws from here. He's got 3 Stargates and a Fleet Beacon down right. He's split his Zealots into every single base. Yeah, Classic's too good here. The way he's split his army up is excellent. And as long as he doesn't just like headbutt his whole army into Lurkers without detection, he's losing some stuff. +3! Barely gets denied. And it looks like Classic is going to be able to bring this series back after an excellent game 1 from Reynor. A very, very good initial defense for Reynor, I thought. A scramble. With how late he saw the Adepts, how well it was hidden from him, I really thought he would be much more screwed than he was with that defense. Now, few Hydras and Queens run forward. Tempest could literally A-move and win this fight, but he's going to micro back, wait for the Storms, of course, as you do. Meanwhile, you've killed 2 bases and most of the production, but the Stargates have been rebuilt, which means Classic, when he rebuilds his pylons, can rebuild his army. He can recall whenever he wants as well. He's cleared out the entire Zerg economy. He's going to recall back to this base. As long as he's got detection, he is fine. Yeah, he's got observers in there. And Reynor's going to get Storm Tempest to death. Nice cleanup for Classic. Doesn't even need the ground army. I mean, Tempest cleaned this whole thing up on their own, right? He did pull his Observer away accidentally. When he brings the Observer back forward, he can clean that. And he realizes now Observer does move to the front. Just taking his time is Classic. Energy recharges that as well with the Observer. It's going to be a nice cleanup. Classic! Really well done. Hides the Adepts so nicely. Reynor finally scouted as they were already shading across the last 3 reinforcing Adepts, but didn't really have time to get the response together. And then in that big Stalker Storm push, because we've seen this one catch a few people recently, did he have the numbers to defend? Was he technically just a little bit too greedy by going up to like the mid to high 80s, 8 gases? Maybe. I mean, he was definitely up like 15 plus workers. He had a lot of army, but let's just look at this. I feel like... Also, should you build mostly Roaches against this push? Or Ling Hydra? I feel like Ling Hydra is way better against Stalkers, but Roaches are better against Storm. So I'm always kind of torn. I think maybe a mix of all 3 is best. Because the Roaches just tankiness for cost is unmatched, right? But yeah, maybe letting him across this bridge and then just like the way Classic just dove. I don't think Reynor was expecting him to commit that hard. And then Reynor has quite a few units making, but it's not quite enough. Like his army actually looks really ragged and small here. He also would have been good. He has 8 queens. If those queens came to the front, they actually significantly could have helped, especially with transfusing the army through like Psystorms and stuff. That might have been a really big difference. Yeah, I do think he's over-droned as well, because you can see his main's half mined out. So he could have transferred 8 workers to this base. So I think if he stopped at 80 workers and got in front of this push a little bit more with some units on this side, some units here, and some units here, so we could pull back on 3 sides, it's a very different battle. But pulling back on only 2 sides, having a few too many drones, and not bringing the queens in, those little details just gave Classic an opening. I'm still flabbergasted that Classic felt confident enough to push in here, but it felt like he just sensed Reynor's weakness, knew he had a moment, and it was really important, because remember, if he lets these Lurkers get in front of his army, it's a completely different game. We have to give mad credit to Classic for the decisiveness to sense that he had to push right here. If he waits 30 seconds, his position is completely different, and Reynor's in a great spot, and it's Classic on survival mode. So hats off to Classic, man. What a comeback in this series. GG, well played. What the fudge, guys? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what? Oh my god. Maru is chucking a Clem, and he has picked Protoss. Oh my gosh. Gumiho in the bottom left side of the map playing Terran. Maru has picked Protoss. Now, keep in mind, guys, historically, when we've seen Korean players knee-jerk swap, it has not gone well for them. I have heard over the years, Maru and Dark, some of the best off races, but that was a long time ago. I do not think they are anywhere near Clem's level in terms of their off race. Nowhere near. You guys have to realize that Reynor kind of leveled up what off race players could look like, and Clem took it to an entirely another level. That being said, he's still going to be good. But is he good enough to beat Gumiho? I mean, he knows Terran very well. This is the matchup he'll be the absolute best in. He's an expert in this matchup. Gumiho is a specialist, though. This man plays very weird. I assume, knowing GSL etiquette, that he told Gumiho beforehand. Because remember, GSL asked Reynor years ago if he was going to off-race to... They actually asked him to lock in a race before the tournament even started. So I'm not sure if Maru told Gumiho or not. Dude, if there's any info from anyone who watched live in the chat about that specific side, you guys let me know in the live chat. If anyone who did watch live, I'm casting this like 12 hours after it was done live, obviously off the replay pack. But man, let's see what Maru does. Progress, core into Nexus. I'm going to be a little bit Maru focused in the commentary because I've seen him screw around with Protoss on his live stream many times over the years. I've never seen him look particularly serious with it. And yeah, like he was always good, but he was always like kind of messing around with troll builds, throwing a bit of sky toss out, doing some fun stuff. This looks tight so far. This looks very tight so far. It is a 1-rax expand into Marine into Fast Factory for Gumiho. Second gas goes down. So a bit of a fast attack build, not bothering with the Reaper. Stalker first for Maru. And he's going to maybe Stalker pressure the front. He is. He's going to Stalker pressure the front. If Gumiho skips the bunker and does not build Cyclone, he might die to Stalker pressure. This is one of those things that Protoss players forget you can do. No one does it anymore. Yeah, he's going to chrono again. Look at the second chrono. No, oh, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he cancels the Adept, makes a sentry. Okay. He's just gonna poke around with the Stalker. He's assumed he knows Gumiho's not gonna go Reaper. I don't know if you saw the Marine earlier. I don't think he did. Maybe I didn't notice that or not, but Twilight behind. So Stalker Sentry, Twilight. I do think this is one of the best builds out there. I've been talking about how Sentry Scout needs to be used more. Heroes started mixing it in a lot more to brutal effect. Did that just yesterday in that group stage as well. And yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how the best Terran player in Korea, historically at least, I think Q has obviously performed better than him recently, but historically Maru has a much better kind of smorgasbord of trophies. It is going to be an early Cyclone for Gumiho, but that's been spotted. And we'll see how Maru responds. Second gate's on time, about 3 minutes. Stalker does run in, but if you stay here for the next... Look at this, the hallucination. The moment he sees the Cyclone, he's going to run away. You should see it. Maru, get out! Uh-oh. Maru being too fancy. Silly boy. He thought it might be a siege tank. All right. Yeah. Maru already losing a Stalker. Not a great start. Especially against what could be a siege tank coming out of here and a very committed push. Gonna hallucinate another unit. He has to go for a third gateway. Shield battery. Probes are still coming. Gumiho takes a third gas. Oh my lord. Is he playing Mac? Mac? What are we doing? Cyclone's gonna deny. Bad micro. He should have... He knew there was a Cyclone out. He shouldn't have gone through the middle of the map. Maru wanted to see if there was a push coming, but because of that, he gets kind of blocked. There's a Marine drop going towards the main. He's building a battery. He's super turtled on 2 bases. If Gumiho can realize Maru's so turtled and just stop attacking, he's going to be in a much better situation. Oh, he drops in the fog. He drops in the fog. Maru, can he... Oh, the battery's not quite ready. Good probe puller. Only 2 probes. 1 Marine for... Actually, 3 probes. Okay, I thought it was only 2. That's great. 1 Marine for 3 probes is fantastic. Nexus does go down. He's going to immediately lock onto that. And he's going to lock on to the probe. And he's going to unload the Marines. That's a dead Nexus. Oh, wow. Great start. And now, as Gumiho, I think you just pack it away. Stop building Banshees. Make a second and third barracks. And you just play normal now. Just chill. Oh, this is dumb. All right, Gumiho's getting way too fancy now. Way too fancy. He will get punished by Blink. He's going to lose both Cyclones in the medevac. And he will not get the kill. Sloppy. Sloppy and silly play. Like I said, you've forced him to be very conservative on 2 base. You've already done a ton of damage. Super unnecessary overcommitment. Gumiho got a little bit excited there. He needs to wrap it up. He needs to get back. Just put it away. Holster your rifle. Holster your gun. Engineering bay is here. Second barracks is on the way. Barrack bunker. It looks like he's slowing down now. This is exactly what Gumiho should do off this early game. Unfortunately for him, Maru with the star sense, he knew there was something building out of there. It's either a Raven or a Banshee coming across this map. Probably a Raven. He expects it to come through the north. Perfect. Perfect. These little details, man. These little details allow Maru to be exceptional. He's got 2 more gateways, so it's going to be 5 gates, I think. 5-gate charge, forge, robo, 4th gas. Robo bay is going to go down the moment that robo finishes. Look at how focused Maru is on this, guys. Check out how quick this robo bay goes down. Robo's done. Oh, actually, sorry, that's only a 3rd gas. Never mind. I thought he already had this one mining. Okay, never mind. No, it's going to be a long time till he goes robo bay. I thought he was rushing Colossus for a sec. I was like, that's crazy, but good move. Tank's in a good spot. Gets a good shot. Raven's here as well. He still could try to YOLO it, but there's a tank behind. If he does try to blink in there, it's going to be bad news for Maru. This tank doesn't cover everything, but it covers enough. Technically, the Stalkers could blink north, kill a bunch of SCVs, and then get out. But that's a high-risk move. Unlikely to take that. 3rd command center is on the way. It's halfway done. 4th and 5th barracks building. I'd say Gumiho is slightly ahead in this game, but I think there's enough map control now. Maru hasn't taken crazy damage. He's already thinking about building some 4th. Holy moly! 4th Nexus and Robo Bay at 6:45. The moment he gets map control and he's got full vision with hallucinations and observers, he just goes, yep, no worries, I can do whatever I want. He blinks on the tanks. He's going to take out 2. How many Stalkers? Oh my lord. Gumiho's already unsieging his tank. He could have killed 1 more Stalker. He's just like, that was the dumbest move ever. You just threw every Stalker away. Same problem Clem had when he first started playing Protoss. Terran players are just way too used to clicking with their dangle. And sometimes that's not... Sometimes you want to be a little bit more controlled than that. That was way too cocky. I think he just threw away way too many Stalkers. Don't get me wrong, getting rid of tanks is good, but since you're on a Zealot Immortal army, I don't know if you really care about the tanks that much the longer this game goes, right? As long as Gumiho is quick on his 2nd starport timing, he can use Vikings, which are the better counter to Colossus anyway. Colossus has just started. How many Stalkers was it? It was 8 for 2. Yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes you can trade 3 Stalkers per tank, even though it's very cost inefficient, just because the tanks are a problem unit, but that was not worth it. Stalkers coming forward. Oh, Gumiho, pull back! Okay, does almost lose a medevac, but Gumiho's got a good position over here. I really think if Gumiho just shoves, Maru dies. But Gumiho has no idea that he took such a greedy 4th, so he's playing cautiously. Okay, Zealot warp in. Good focus fire. Raven does pull back. Time to pick up. And Gumiho does pick up. Only loses a single Marine for a couple Zealots, 2 probes. Great move. This army's going to be forfeit. He will lose this army. Like, there's Gumiho's army up here. He finds the base. Question is, can he get value for it? He redrops in the natural. Maru F2's his whole army. He left nothing to defend. Maru, I mean, he's going to shut down the army in the north, but Gumiho killing every probe in the natural. Widowmine gets a decent shot off. Pylon goes down as well. And Maru with that greedy 4th base, I think he thought Gumiho would turtle for a long time. Honestly, if he didn't throw his Stalkers away, I think he would have. I think that Stalker move completely undid Maru's greed here. Gets rid of the Forge, gets rid of the Robo Bay. The Marines are gunning down the Zealots. Nice Colossus pop in the middle of the fight while Gumiho is not looking as he dives up north. But this Colossus up north is going to get wrecked. Is it? Oh, good stutter. Good stutter, good Zealot warp in. Widowmines will clear the Zealots. Oh, there's so many more Marauders behind this. The Immortal gets clicked. The Colossus does as well. That's going to be that. Oh, that Stalker move. Dude. Dude, I feel like this game was actually like the 4th Nexus. He gets away with this, right, guys? Because if he keeps these Stalkers on the front, it's hard for Gumiho to move out. Gumiho has no idea about the 4th. There's no reason for Gumiho to get hyper-aggressive in this game with what he knows. And then diving those Stalkers, I think it was a crucial mistake. Let's look at what Maru saw. He just figured, hey, your bio's out of position, and he doesn't know about the 3rd tank. And honestly, if that tank wasn't there, it's probably a good move. Maybe, I mean, it's a bit awkward getting through the minerals. But yeah, that extra tank. Like I said, he could have killed one more Stalker is what's funny here as well. Look, he unsieges the tank. He could have killed another Stalker. Maybe two. I think, yeah, we would have got one of them. But yeah, GG, well played. Nice game for Gumiho. I think in the face of constant scouting, very obnoxious scouting from MARU, Gumiho played like very good, very tactical. The Cyclone commitment on the Nexus wasn't overcommitment, but up to that point, it was perfect play for Gumiho, and pretty much everything else he did was flawless. All right, guys, we're going into Incorporeal, a pretty aggressive map. I think this is a good one for Terran. Actually, wait a second. Didn't we just play ley lines, guys? I would say these are both a little better for Terran than Protoss. I was expecting like a Tokamak or a Maganatha or something. MARU, has he been picking the Terran maps as a Protoss? Maybe. Bit odd that we're on Incorporate. I mean, it's not like I think Pylon is maybe a little more aggressive than this, but it's a pretty short rush distance on this map. We'll see how it goes. MARU does go for a gate scout. Doesn't want to get caught by any proxies, and it's a double gas change up for Gumiho this time around. I do think if it wasn't for the Stalker dive, then maybe it goes a bit better for MARU, but this is... If you haven't played any tournaments with your off race, I think it's crazy to do this. Because like, I feel like, you know, Reynor, Clem, these guys that have actually done really well in big tournaments with their off race, they've warmed up through many online events and against top players before hopping into a tournament. Doing this in GSL is wild for MARU. No spoilers in the chat, please, guys. People who've seen it. I appreciate you guys are excited. Please, no spoilers. I don't think that's like a huge spoiler or anything. It's totally fine, but just warning, because I know some people watch live. Some of the Euros are still awake at this time, and they're excited. I mean, I'm just excited we're seeing, because like this group just has me friggin' giddy, man. To see what the hell's gonna go on. All right, Reaper Factory. Nexus goes up. Pretty straight up play so far. And on this map, if we think about it, this main base does have some decent drop angles over here, but is there much dead space on this map? Like, I don't know if you can really hide here. They might be able to hit you from there. The back of the base looks like it has a decent bit of dead space there. You can't hide here. You can hide here as well, I think, with a Raven or something like that. I mean, MARU catching the Banshee was really nice, right? I love like those little adjustments when you watch a Terran player playing Protoss, and also just his willingness to be so greedy on that fourth. I would have loved to see that come to be, because it really felt like if Gumiho did not get in there hard and fast, you give that game another 30-40 seconds and MARU's out of the woods. The greed pays off in a great position. Now he's going to go Stalker, Adept, Stargate. Stargate started at about 220. Did he go Nexus before Core this game, guys? I thought he went Core before Nexus again, but this Stargate timing makes it look a bit more like it was a Nexus before Core, a greedier build, which is way better for Stargate in my opinion. Speeding up your tech, really important with the Stargate. If you go Oracle, you want it as fast as possible. If you want Phoenix, likewise, as quickly as possible. And Gumiho's just going to play Cyclone again. I think he's like, look, I know you're going to be annoying with Phoenixes. I want to deal with that. I want to shut it down. And I think MARU, as a Terran player, really wants to play the information advantage game. Because it's something Terran players always complain about in this matchup is the information disadvantage with the way Protoss, whether it's Stargate units, observers, or most of all recently Hallucination, feels like they have a few more ways of getting across the map that don't really cost as much. Now, obviously, there's always the low-level players in chat kind of or in the comments go, what about scan? You got to realize every scan you use, it's 225 minerals of mining you lose. It's very expensive. It comes at a premium. It is the best scouting, but it's also the most expensive scouting, right? So it's one of those things where in end game, when you got lots of command centers, you could say broken. One of the most powerful late game abilities is Terran's ability to scan. But right now, dude, this is just a tank shove. Tank shove into Phoenix is actually very hard to stop. His Robo started, as has a second gateway. They're not up yet. He's got 2 Stalkers, 1 Adept. He's not going across to scout. He's going Oracle Phoenix. Oracle Phoenix is terrible against this. You got to scout, mate. The Marines are coming forward. He sees the Marines. He knows there's something coming. Oh, God. You need to chrono Immortal Stalkers. I think he needs to pull probes into this. Can he fight this? He needs Stasis Trap. Stasis Trap. You need Stasis Trap now. Maybe that Stasis Trap can save his bacon. Where's the tank going to push? Is he going to put it here? Oh, my Lord. Is he going to siege the tank on the low ground? Oh! Tank's not sieged. Gumiho, tank's not sieged. Gumiho, tank sieges up really late. That's a bit weird. Okay, Gumiho is just playing this as a bit more of a slower push. I think he'll rotate to attack the natural later. But gets a pylon. That's already good value. MARU needs to build 2 more pylons right now. He's only building one. That's barely going to unsupply him. He's still probing. Maru's still probing right now. I mean, okay. Gumiho's going to pull back. He's going to rotate. Like I said, that Immortal. Going to be everything. Pylon, Immortal, Phoenix. Doesn't look like any panic. He does freeze the Cyclone, but he should realize what's happening. Maru needs to realize this is a committed push. This is not just a fake out. There is a siege tank there. Stalker Zealot coming forward. Immortal's not ready. He's not chronoing it. He's not using his chronos. Phoenix count is at 3. Oracle going across the map. It's going to do crucial damage to the economy and force Gumiho even more all in. Can Maru defend? He's thinking about it. He's building a 3rd Nexus? Dude, chrono your Immortals. What are you doing, mate? You've got siege tanks outside your natural. You haven't dropped his chrono your whole game. Maru, keep it in your pants, bro. Oracle comes into the main, gets 4 SCVs, does take out a Marine. Gumiho has been smashing Maru over the last 2 years in TVT. I understand why he played Protoss. Don't get me wrong. Gumiho has been beating him a lot in TVT. But guys, he is not appreciating the fierceness of this push. 8 SCVs do get killed. Gumiho's all in. But look at the position. Maru's army stuck behind each other in the natural. He cannot afford to lose this robo. He's going to pull probes out here. Through a choke point. Second Immortal does pop out. Takes its barrier off immediately. The Zealot Stalker stuck behind. The probes aren't even A-moved. Phoenix coming in. They're going to pick up the siege tanks. But my god, there's a lot of Marines in there and a Cyclone. The Immortals are gone. The Stalkers and probes are pulling back. The Phoenix are not able to kill anything through the SCV repair. And yes, you killed 9 SCVs with your Oracle, but way too greedy for Maru on the rush map. And yeah, going for a delayed Oracle and just sitting at home. Really sloppy build for Maru here. I think he just didn't realize what was happening. He didn't scout. Yet you need to go and confirm what is happening as early as possible. And I think he just didn't realize that Gumiho was committing this hard. You can see Gumiho's experience with Terran, Maru's relative inexperience with Protoss. And Maru is going to go down 0-2. Gumiho getting a surprisingly smooth 2-0 against Maru. All right, guys. It is the winners match of GSL. Round of 8, Group B. Gumiho looking for that first place spot in the bottom right. But, of course, a Protoss monster in front of him in the top left. We have Classic. Classic playing Protoss, of course. Gumiho playing Terran. 2 guys sticking to their main race, and it's going to be a no scout gate first opening for Classic. Now, if you are going to play no scout, it's much better to go for a gas first, in my opinion, as you don't miss out on any gas mining. But I guess he's looking for proxies, and then maybe coming back to check for the eBay block. Okay, he's going to scout. It is kind of just a slightly delayed gate scout. Never mind. I mean, or a gas scout, I guess you could call it. It's not a big deal. Does make sense. Barracks into double gas for Gumiho. Gumiho did go for an early drop off a 1-rax expand against Maru before, and then in the second game, of course, was more of that early Cyclone tank Marine push. Will he try that here on Pylon? Pylon's another map that I think is rather friendly to the rushes. Can always push this area as well, since Classic does favor that Reaper wall off, does expose those buildings. Oof. Factories coming in as well. 1 worker on that gas, 2 on the other, which means, of course, Gumiho is going to be going for that quick command center. And I think you really want to get first place in this group as either of these players, because you don't want to play Reynor or Maru again, you know, in that next match. Could be a rematch. It's just, it's not, you don't want to give him that chance. Whoever gets first place gets straight to that top 4. And I think first place will naturally be playing second place from the other group, which would be Cure, I believe. And I think I'd much rather play Cure in the semis rather than Hero. I don't know about you guys. I'd lose to both of them, but I think the pro gamers are going to feel that Hero is the harder match. I think Hero is the overwhelming favorite to win this season of GSL. I would probably give him 75% odds, maybe more. And Stalker, not going to be able to get it, but the Adept Shade will. Tries to grenade it, not going to be good enough. Gumiho gets a full scout, of course. Knows what's going on. He knows that there is a distinct lack of tech for Classic, which is not unusual. He's going to build Twilight Council as a bit of a semi-wall on the natural. Reaper on that right side and a Hellion. Going to try and bypass as the Stalker Adept move out. Hellion Reaper running in. Classic. Oh, my lord. Classic. He's going to only have 1 Stalker. I mean, he's going to get rid of the command center, though. The SCV on the command center. Is this okay for Classic? I don't know. This is a crazy choice. Moving out with everything there. His probes should fight. He's going to try and ambush on the ramp. And, oh, he slipped. He lets it slip by, though. He lets the Hellion slip by. Big mistake there. Hellion does go down. Reaper goes back to the low ground. Nice micro for him, but the SCV went down. Command Center is being delayed, which means Gumiho is going to start a new depot on the high ground and begin building Marine Tank Medevac. Can he get enough damage to the Reaper to make his Command Center delay be worth it? 4 probes and a lot of mining time so far. Still being a nuisance, going up and down. Oh, I love the way that probe threatened him. Because if he took it from the probe, it would have been only 1 more probe hit from death, and he wouldn't have been regenning. Tank's going to come down with a few Marines. Depot will raise to stop the Shade getting in. And the Marine Tank's going to push this out. Depth Stalker's going to retreat here. The Reaper, of course, not going to run into them. We'll go to the right side. Second barracks up in the main. Command Center now building. And it will finally be finishing in a moment. Charge into Robo! Classic's doing the Platinum League special, guys. Hero's been winning a lot of games with this build recently. I think it's just 4-gate, right? It's just going to be 4-gate and a Prism. If he goes more than 4 gates, I will absolutely adore him, because the proper way to do this in Platinum League is you actually... Oh, he's recalling his units because he sees the drop. Tank Marine coming in here. He's recalled. There's no blink, so this is easy for Gumiho to escape. But Stalker whoops in on the low ground. Gumiho needs to get out. Oh, he's going to try and fight it. Medevac's going to try and fly away. Uh-oh. Stranded on this side of the map. Gumiho getting a bit too eager. Should have just gone to the dead space and chilled out. He's going to join up his whole army on this left side, and that is the right call. Charge is almost finished. It is going to be, like I said, 4 gates. He's adding a 3rd gas, so yeah, he's not going to do the Platinum League way and go like 6 or 8 gates. But I do love the Platinum League special, man. It's a good build. Stop spamming commands in the chat. You're going to get banned, Llama. Guys, just, yeah, if there's a mod there, clear those messages, please. Charge going on. All right, 3rd Nexus not up yet. Prism's still not out, guys. I think he was just hoping Gumiho would overcommit to the tank push and the charge zealots could clean it up, but Gumiho just kind of chilling for now. He needs to get behind a wall off, though. Otherwise, zealots will potentially wreck him in the opening. I kind of feel like if he went 6 or 8 gate zealot, Gumiho would just die to it. But I guess Gumiho doesn't know. He didn't see too many gateways. Where could they really be hidden? Probably assumes there's a 3rd base out there. Reaper's going to go confirm. And if it gets past and sees no 3rd, I will tell Gumiho to be very cautious. Sees no 3rd. No 3rd, but a big attempt to deny scouting. He's going to push into it. You just saw no 3rd base, Gumiho. I get you're committed somewhat. But is this... I mean, zealots with charge are very... Pushing after seeing no 3rd seems like a crazy man decision. And Gumiho's going to... He's SCV pulling. Oh, I think he wanted to hit pre-storm or something like that, but his Marines all get wrecked. Absolutely savage hold for Classic so far. Tank goes down. Good pickups, good pickups. The SCVs are fighting, but he already lost all his Marines and stim kicking in too late. Now, only now, he does stim the Marines. 11 SCVs have already gone down, but I think a really good start to the hold there for Classic. Oh, tanks do take out 2 Stalkers. Can Gumiho salvage this? Maybe, but he's got to do it in a much longer situation. He's got to go home. Gumiho needs to go home right now. There's no way you're going to finish off a guy who's massing charge zealots on 2 base. This is wild. Platinum League build, a Prism flies in, drops 4 zealots, warps in 8 more, and you hope that wins. Yeah, that's the Platinum League version. But 3rd Nexus is on the way. I think Classic's in a good spot now. I think Gumiho pushing after seeing no 3rd is clearly had some sort of read on what was happening, and he sensed a weakness there. Medevac's are going to try to get home. Dude, go home. Why is he still pushing? Oh, Gumiho. I mean, he's trying to maintain threat. He feels like if he just goes home and totals up, he's 2 behind. So I get it, but I also am like, dude, this is so dangerous. You've got no Marines. He pulls the SCVs again. The Observer sees it. Storm's almost done. Gumiho's dead. There's nothing he can do. Storm's almost finished. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. Marine tank SCV. Trying to deal with it. Oh. There's no win condition here. Charge can almost A-move this army. You add 1 storm on the Marines and SCVs, it's lights out. Gumiho is dead in the water, and we're just waiting to see when Classic wants to finish it off. Big storm. Another storm goes down on the tanks and some of the Marines. Storms the tanks a 3rd time rather than the Marines, it's just kind of funny, but... Yeah, Gumiho, I think he just felt too committed. When he saw no 3rd base, if he just macros from that, adds a 3rd barracks in eBay, Third command center. I think he's totally fine. But kind of misread the game, and Classic's weird build order catches him off guard. All right, guys, Gumiho in the bottom left and Classic in the top right of Ultra Love Game 2. Now, chat pointed out, apparently Classic started Blink and cancelled it when he saw the tank. So it was actually a really nice reaction from him, apparently. According to chat, they think, oh, he wanted, someone said, I think he wanted to play standard, cancelled Blink, made charge, but I've already loaded this replay up, so I'm not going to go check it. You guys can rewind in the video if you guys want to double check that. But if so, great read for Classic. I think if Gumiho likewise made the correct read and just kind of did a bit of drop harass, maybe tried to kind of feint around with his drops, his tanks and marines, but actually macro behind it, eBay starport, all that stuff. Third command center. Definitely could have played a longer game from there. 4-gate charge, pretty awkward of an opening for Classic. Classic scouting for super close proxies before heading across the map. He's playing Gumiho. Historically, Gumiho does love a good proxy, so he does get players to play a bit safer against him. Big thanks, Tok, for the sub. Funny, we're seeing a lot of Ultra Love, a lot of ley lines in these series. Players, of course, vetoing, I think, the newer maps that they're not as practiced on more commonly. All right, Reaper's there. Factory's on the way as well. Command Center's building. Probe is there. The SCV's going to go down. No worries. Scoreboard flipped there. Pig, why are so many casters... Why are you all casters doing the coverage so late? Most of us watched it live. Next Sort did watch it from the VODs. I'd say 90% of my audience doesn't watch it live because they're mostly Americans and they're asleep at 3 a.m. Don't get me wrong, some of the Euros who watch at the start of my stream might have watched it live, but the Americans, very unlikely, and Canadians. That's why they're here watching it. You could, yeah. And most people like to watch, yeah. Why do I commentate it? Because I want to watch the games. And the fact that I can commentate it within 12 hours of it being live, this is like literally right after. It's like, I could not do that. And you guys would have to go watch it on, do they even post? They post the VODs on YouTube, I think. But you can only watch live on Soup, I believe. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, pretty much every StarCraft commentator cast all the exact same tournaments. I feel like my audience wants to hear my commentary. That's my whole job, so that's what I'm here for. Dep does take down the SCV. Marine's going to go down as well. No, doesn't even lose a Marine. Good start here for Gumiho. Hopefully he can stabilize this series from here and get us to a bit of a macro game between these two. Because Gumiho macro games get real scrappy. I love a Gumiho macro TVP. Because Gumiho is such a tight build order guy, always looking to find, you know, an opening on his opponent. So when it goes to a macro game, it's a bit more of a savage and often base tradey macro game than for a lot of other players. There are gateways here as well. But yeah, I mean, I did this last year for GSL as well, guys. So I mean, if you guys don't want to watch it, obviously don't watch. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard a lot of people like to watch it, and as long as I'm consistently putting the videos out. Usually about, I mean, the video doesn't get to YouTube usually till about 24 hours until after the initial live stream from GSL. But obviously, I've got to wait for them to send replays and then cast it myself. And, you know, this is StarCraft. It's not worth me ruining my entire sleep schedule just to get the tournament out a few hours earlier or something like that. Can you get a single cast desk at GSL? I don't even know what that means, dude. A single cast desk at GSL? I pay for your bathroom break. I don't know what that means either. All right, we're going to stop engaging with that Twitch chat. You guys can answer questions there as well. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Phoenix moving out the left. Stalker Sentry moving forwards. Got 3 gates. Robo coming in. 4th gas as well. Tank Banshee push. He's already moving out. Oh, I thought he'd wait for another tank. Oh, this is so early. He really wants to punish Classic's wall off, doesn't he? But the Stalkers are already out. There's 6 Stalkers on the map. Cyclone's going to go down. This is not a good push for Gumiho. He's going to lose his Cyclone. Oh, Reaper Grenade. Not enough. Stalker finishes it. Gets a Marine and a Cyclone before the push even starts. Gumiho tries to now overwhelm. Blink is done, though, which means those Stalkers can pull to the right side. Banshee goes in the main. Cloak. Cloak is good. Observer's just started the Banshee. Oh, Gumiho. He's got it. He's got the damage with the Banshee. Banshee should be able to kill so much. Gets 5. But he's got to pull away. The Observer's about to pop out. Oh, he goes too deep there. And he does only get 6 probes, loses it. Marines and tanks kind of getting separated here right now. The Stalkers on the map doing a great job. Classic buying himself a lot of time. Did lose 6 probes, but now he knows the threat. He needs to mass Stalkers and get on the map. Those Marines actually killed the Stalker, which is better than you normally get on upgraded Marines against Blink Stalkers. Gumiho's going to pull back, play a longer game. 2nd and 3rd barracks, engineering bay. Does not want to get stuck trying to all in with this army that's not very mobile. All right, tanks blink forward. Stalkers trying to do their thing. Pretty worth, man. Only 2 Stalkers have gone down this game. Dude, he dives again. It's worth. Because now this tank isn't sieged. He can pick off so many Marines. Dude. Oh, Classic is bullying right now. Classic bullying right now. And Gumiho's in trouble. Another Banshee goes in, tries to get the snipe. It's not going to work. Blink is almost ready. The Observer doesn't chase. Oh, bit of a mistake there for Classic. I think he was busy watching the front. Oh, no. Gumiho misrallying Marines. Another Banshee. How many Banshees has he built? He's lost 1. He's got 2 out, so he's built 3. That one goes down. Another one flies in. Needs to go directly to the main base, but there's a battery. Oh, the Natural's actually the only target because the main has a battery. But he comes in with the 3rd. The 3rd Banshee. Most players stop at 2, so this does catch Classic off guard. As I'd say 90% of high-level Terran players will only ever build 2 Banshees. So it's kind of a good surprise maneuver, but only 2 probes. Now, of course, Reactor's building 3rd command center as well. Main base not covered against Blink. Gotta watch out for that, man, because if an Observer gets over here, he could blink up here. And hell, he could even snipe Stim potentially, but Stim, command center. Luckily, there's no high ground vision for Classic. Classic just going for a 3rd. 3 more gateways. Storm and cancels charge. Interesting. He's decided, I don't think you're going to push me yet. I think I've got time. And instead, he wants to spend the gas making High Templar to gather energy. Yeah, and already uses energy recharge. Oh, I love that players are finally doing this. The first, 3 months of this patch, no one would use energy recharge until there was an army at their base. And I was like, if you use it now, you can use it again when he's pushing you, right? Because it cools down. The way something that gets hot works is you want it to get hot sooner, so then you can stop using it, let it cool down, and use it again sooner. And it just means he's going to have so much energy. Because if he does that on a new High Templar he warps in, it'll have 2 storms, he'll have 2 storms, this guy will have a storm. With just 3 High Templar, he'll have 5 storms so early on. This is great. Great play for Classic. Classic's down on workers, though. Gumiho just floats his 3rd out straight away. He's still got a very large army. So he can push through the middle. Doesn't need to overcommit. There's only 5 Zealots, 11 Stalkers. I mean, Gumiho's in a great spot. Combat Shields isn't ready yet, though. And he should not be stimming non-combat shield Marines at Stalkers. Those are easy pickoffs. It's the Marauders, if anything, you want to stim at those. Banshee deny a probe up there. I think it might have. 4th Nexus is not ready yet. 61 probe, Zealot, Stalker, Storm Drop, Ambush. He catches Gumiho's army with the good storms. It's going to crush. Banshee up top. It's going to find a pylon. He sees the army. He should know about the High Templar in that prism. But does he? Because he didn't see the High Templar. Classic kept them out of there. I don't know if he realizes this is a storm build. Probe on the right, Adept on the left. Probe will go down. Adept's going to pull away. A couple of units do chase. Concussive is not there. Hasn't started yet. Going to pull back to the tank position. Got to spread this bio out. Prism. Down south. He's got 2 High Templar. Zealot flank warping in. High Templar are unloading. He's going to go for a ground assault. Oh, wow. He should pick one back up in that prism, but he's just going to YOLO it. Here we go. This decks were unsieged. Oh, no. Gumiho unsieging his tanks. His bio's miles away. He's going to try and pick up and go in the main, but he's fumbling his drop pickup micro here. Marauder does pick up a Zealot, drops in the main into the Storm Drop. Oh, my lord. At least not all of his Marines were unloaded, so the medevacs take damage, but he drops another Storm. Oh, Gumiho's taking big damage. Does get a High Templar. If you can get rid of the Stalkers, it might be worth good blink back micro, but dude, this is a slaughter. If he just gets a few Zealots in here as well, he can completely clean this up. Prism saves a few of these Stalkers, does drop the High Templar one more time. Energy recharge, another Storm, and 2 medevacs go down. Yes, he's got one getting out there, but all Classic needs to do is blink in that direction. Could have got that as well, but he's distracted by the Banshee. Tunnel visions on that, does blink forward, taken out. Classic shuts that army down. That was a bad push for Gumiho. He didn't seem to realize that there was Templar on the field, unsieging his tanks and having his bio caught so far away. It was very sloppy. His bio should have been in front of the tanks so they don't get charged on. Bio's caught out. One more storm could end this game. Gumiho down in army supplies. Storm lands on a few Marines and Marauders, but it's the Zealots coming in that are quite good. It's 1-1 upgrades for Gumiho, but he's just outnumbered after that first push went so awry. And Protoss, only on 3 bases, was actually behind in the economy. There was no need for Gumiho to do this push here, but Classic gets a 2-0, crushes the group, and gets out in first place. I mean, I thought Classic had an absolutely decent chance of winning this group. I did not think he would crush the group like this. Really well played by Classic. So this is what I was saying. You want to have Marine Marauder out front, so the Zealots use up their charge, and then you stutter step back, and the Zealots are clumped up into Widow Mines and Tank Fire, and they're not charging on the tank. Instead, the bio's miles away, out in the middle of no man's land. He wasn't watching his flank because he wasn't expecting a Prism to already be down there. And he's just caught off guard by how prepared Classic is to fight. I think he thought this was more of a Robo-Bay Protoss, more of a defensive Protoss, but this was an ambush Protoss. This is a Protoss who wants to jump on your army and trade. And if Gumiho realized this and pulled back, got his army home, he's got a Ghost Academy on the way. He's got +1 armor. Forge is there. It doesn't even have +1 attack. So he's got an upgrade advantage, and definitely just a beautiful series of trades there for Classic. Seals the deal, gets the 2-0. Nicely done by Classic. GG, well played. All right, guys. We've got Reynor in the bottom right side and Maru in the top left, and they are playing, of course, for who the heck can stay alive in this top 8 of GSL. Both in the losers match. Very unfortunate. Winner of this will get a second chance against the loser of Classic and Gumiho. So Gumiho waits for the winner of this match. That's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Reynor historically struggles against Maru. There have been periods where Reynor's at the top of his game and he mauls Maru in the early mid-game usually. Mid-game, Maru struggles to keep up. But Maru has super decisive early game timings. Really good pushes, really good aggression he can do. And in the ultra late game, he is usually far better than Reynor. So Reynor, king of the mid game. Maru dominates the early and late game usually in this head-to-head. We'll see which way it goes. When Reynor's on point, he can maul Maru in the mid game, like I said. But there's games where that happens and Maru still makes crazy comebacks because his late game's that good. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's in core for real to start this series. Obviously, there's been a lot of question marks about Maru's form recently. Pigfest 5. He didn't try to qualify for Pigfest 6. Pigfest 5, he showed up. He was looking kind of okay. And then we saw him like click his entire army on one of Dark's hatcheries and just like move command through Banelings. It was crazy. You know, we saw a few uncharacteristic mistakes and he went out in last place in his group in Pigfest 5. So we're hoping in the month and a half since then he has practiced hard, knowing there's EWC, this GSL, and the next one acting as qualifiers for it. I'm not sure. Do you need to win or is it top 2 from each GSL get through? I think it might be top 2 from each GSL, which means you need to get through this group. So he needs to win this match and the next. Both of them do if they want that spot. And then you're going to have to win a semi-final as well. Damn. Alright, Reaper coming out. Going to be a pretty standard Reaper expand to start things off. Reynor pulling off only one worker off gas. Okay, now he pulls the second one. Interesting. So he's delaying link speed until after the third hatchery by the looks of it. He's going to go the old 27 hatchery. Okay. Interesting. Hatchery before Overlord, even. So I guess he just didn't want to give any chance for that to get blocked. Does go Overlord and Drone right afterwards. I love the delay on link speed. I think it's way more efficient. Cyril had some really good success with the delayed link speed against Clem recently. Those little adjustments, just saving, you know, getting a few more drones out early does help, but it does feel like the Overlord should go down before the third hatchery. I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen too much of hatchery before Overlord. I just thought it was like Overlord Drone 28 third hatchery. You guys tell me, maybe I'm wrong on this build. Maybe there's like a more up-to-date version. Third command center goes up on the natural. Beyond's been enjoying that one as well. That's going to be a starport going down nice and fast. Starport into Hellions into second gas. Very typical 3cc opening. Actually, second gas before Hellions. So Maru's happy to delay his Hellions here. Got Reaper control over the front. Not prioritizing the Hellions at all. I heard Maru has a wrist injury. He has a shoulder injury, guys. He's had a shoulder injury for a long time, many years. We never know how impactful it is. We do know It definitely does cause him to sometimes play mech or play a slower play style or a more all-in play style. We don't know exactly what the issue is or where his condition is at the moment. We know he's had all sorts of treatments. Someone told me, now you guys can confirm, I've heard, I have no idea if this is confirmed or not, that Maru got exempted from military service because, like, you know, basically doctors saying, hey, this guy's not good for military service. His shoulder injury's too bad. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe someone can confirm if that's just something Twitch chat made up or if it's real. Alien Reaper is running forward on the left side. Queens. Gonna push him away. Cloak starts up on the Banshee's Marine building. That's interesting that he built a second Marine. Wants to deny the Overlord from coming in. Aliens do go to the left. Queen's trying to get a few hits. Not able to. Reynor, the inventor of the Queen split. He was the player who pioneered practicing against 2 pro players or 3 pro players in Archon mode. And he realized he could not get good creep spread in this matchup without splitting his queens into 2 or 3 control groups. Before that, pretty much everyone kept them on 1. That was 2021 when Reynor kind of revolutionized the matchup a little bit with that. Just saying, hey guys, queens are so essential in this early game. Why are we running them around in 1 pack? This is really, really basic. We should be fixing this up. Second and third barracks goes down. Overlord will see that bio transition. Good scout for Reynor. Doesn't know about the Cloak Banshee, but he does see the starport producing, so maybe can surmise that. He's already going 4th hatchery in the corner. Before 5 minutes, Solaire. Nice economic opening. First Banshee on the right side, getting ready to come in. Will the Overlord see it? Let's go to Reynor's vision. It's on his camera. Spore Crawler's coming up already in the main. He does move his queen, yeah. Let's go back to everyone's view. Banshee runs in. He can just float over here. Maru, right here, bro. He could see where the Spore was. I'm surprised he didn't move a bit earlier. Only gets 2 drones. That should have been at least 5. I don't think I'm being overly critical there, guys. I think he easily, seeing the Spore building there, could have moved to the left and sniped 4 or 5 drones, or at least forced Reynor to pull all of his workers to the right side to hide behind the Spore. Slight missed opportunity. Double upgrades are now started for him. 4th and 5th barracks. And ooh, Spire's on the way! Ladies and gentlemen, Reynor. It's not even a big map. It's a small. It's not. I don't even think it's a good map for Mutalisks. But in general, Reynor is so good speed-wise. He's great in the mid-game. Mutalisks are going to allow him to extend the mid-game, use his APM, use his speed advantage, use his mobility. It's a very good choice head-to-head when you're playing Maru as Reynor. It's going to make it harder for Maru to get to late game and turtle up. And that's exactly what you want. All right, double Evo chamber, Banelin Aspire there. 5 more drones are on the way. 68 workers. Ooh! 1 Banshee does get sniped. Armory's coming in. Armory before second factory. That's kind of odd. That's earlier than he needs it, and it does delay his second fact. Is he just not planning to get one, maybe? Maybe just 3 more barracks. In that case, you could go 3 barracks before the armory as well, though, maybe. I guess he wants to start 2-2 right on time. We'll see. It still might be 4th command center, second factory. No gases on the 3rd just yet, despite building tanks, which means it's going to be very hard to afford 2-2 upgrades. Maru's clearing creep, but I'm wondering what he's doing with his macro, guys. He's floating money. It is going to be an 8 racks. Okay. All right. 8 racks against Mutiling Bane. Oh, me, oh, my. Yeah, I mean, this is a good map for 8 racks. It's a pretty short push distance across this map. Rainy's going to start a 5th base. He's got his first 7 Mutalisks coming out. +1 weapons. He should go around the left side of this map and try to sneak in the main. Do not waste time killing that Banshee would be what I would want. And yep, Reynor thinks the same. Why would I reveal my Mutalisks early? Yeah, I mean, you're being a little annoying. A little annoying is not worthy of that. He's got to respread creep in the middle as well, does Reynor. Reynor absolutely should divert a queen here to get that creep going. Creep's going to be vital in slowing down this advance. Banes, Lings, Baneling speed. Where's the Evos, guys? Where are the Evos? The upgrades have not started. 2-2 has begun. Reynor. Oh, no. He's gone. Burrow, he's forgotten 1-1. Reynor's forgotten to start 1-1. It's a disaster. Reynor is known for sometimes forgetting upgrades in these high-pressure situations. Ling Bane going to try to clean up that right side. Does force the pickup. At the same time, Mutas get in and kill 5, 6 SCVs. Marines are coming over. That 7 SCVs going down. Overseer does fly in and die. Nice snipe there for Maru. Gets a good pick-me-up. Ling Bane are going to try to jump on top. Muta's dancing around. They're going to take 11, 12 workers. Massive damage for the Mutalisks. Queens are on the low ground, ready for this. Uh-oh, Maru, watch out! He loses a drop. One medevac goes down. The Ling Bane did all group back up, so one queen will fall. The medevac's taking big damage. Reynor ready for the redrop in the main. How many Mutalisks went down? Not a single Mutalisk for 13 SCVs. Great start. He's going to pull home, shut down the drop. The Banshee already did go home by the looks of it. The Ling's tracking that medevac, making sure he doesn't unload the Marines. There we go. Mutalisks will finish off the medevac. Nice move for Reynor, but his carapace is just done. He still hasn't made melee! Oh no, he's going to be playing 0-0 against 2-2, which means he needs a crazy amount of Banelings. Baneling attacks won't care too much about the upgrade differential. 8 more drones, 10 more drones in an infestation pit. Reynor, 4th command center in the middle. Look at how close he is to the Zerg territory. This is a good way for Maru to push forward and cause trouble. No overseer with these mutas. These mutas need to be more active. They can't be chasing Banshees right now. This is a massive waste of his time. He needs to be more active with these Mutalisks. He's built 15. I think they should be in the face of Maru. Don't know if you guys agree. 6 more drones? Reynor, mate. That is a crazy amount of greed. Didn't realize we were playing 7 Deadly Sins Greed Edition here. Maru, gosh. Reynor, I mean. What am I talking about? Plus 2 air attack on the way for the mutas. He's going to try and dance around and slow down this push. It's good. He's got to stay active. It's a small map for getting his upgrades this long. 90 drones. He's got a lot of Banes and a lot of creep, though. Good luck attacking through here. Oh, okay. Ling Bane, you do not want to fight just yet. Yeah, you don't want to chase into that cliff. If he comes far enough into the low ground, Reynor will fight, but otherwise not at all. Goes for the tank. Gets it. Well worth a muta. Gets the Banshee. Gets the medevac. Does not get the no, he doesn't get the medevac. 3-3 started for Maru. 1-1 is still not finished for Reynor. Reynor's Zerglings are utter garbage. He needs to counterattack and maybe even give up this bottom left. I don't know, man. I honestly don't think he can fight this army. He's going to make he's going to make a Ragnarok of Banelings, a crazy of Banelings. I don't know if that's enough. I just don't know if he can fight into this much of an upgrade disadvantage. We'll say Massling, if they could counter, they could do well. Remember, these Marines are elite, though. 2-2 against +1 Carapace. +1 melee will kick in, so it's 2-2 against 1-1. The Ling's not finding anything. Banelings roll in, get a pack of Marines. A tank goes down. Mutas fly into the Marines, though. Ooh, he's lost 5 Mutalisks now. Oh, Masslings around. Reynor with the multitasking. He's out positioning Maru. Reynor with massive multitasking tempo. Oh, me. Oh, my. He's going to find the tank, but those 3-3 Marines on the front, there's not many of them. They're deep on creep. Banelings can still roll in. There's only 1 tank deep in the red behind it. The Muta's finding the trades they need. +2 Carapace has started. He does need to start +2 melee as well, Reynor. He's got more Banes, more Mutas on the way. He's got his hive finished. No Adrenal just yet, and no +2 melee. He is struggling on the gas count. Mutas and Banelings, incredibly expensive on the gas. He's on 8 gases, but he might need to go up to 10 if he wants to keep this up. That +2 cat melee still not started. Finally, +2 melee Adrenal Glands do kick up. They start upgrading. 17 Mutas around. He's got new hatcheries on that right side. Does Reynor, but he's got to stay active, and I'd love to see more Ling counterattacks. It's exactly what he's doing. The door is wide open. Maru does have a sensor tower. Can he react in time, though? He's pushing the bottom left. He does raise the depot in time. Nice move there for Maru. Another tank just got sniped by those Mutalisks on the high ground. Ling Bane rolls forward, keeping the bottom left hatchery alive. Massling trying to break the wall off. They're going to be able to get in. Ling's getting in the third as well. Maru's army has to come home. It's just such a massive amount of Mutas and Zerglings in here. The SCVs are bound in the third. Marines coming back, almost with 3-3, but not just yet. 2-2 against 1-1 for now. And he gets on top of the production, which is excellent. Focusing reactors could be nice. He's going to go for the turret snipes, which is pretty good for allowing these Mutas to dance around. He could actually beat this Marine count as well. It's only a handful of Marines. They got split up dealing with the Zerglings. He could overwhelm the Marines in this main base, but Reynor, of course, multitasking like a mad dog right now. Has a lot of things to handle. He realizes now, wait a second, I can fight those Marines, but he A-moves! And the Marines to the south kill a lot of his Mutalisks. A little bit sloppy there. He does lose a hatchery over here as well to a double drop at the same time. This game's getting absolutely sloppy, scrappy, and messy. 3-3 is kicking in for the Terran. Meanwhile, 2-2 getting closer for Zerg. Banelings do roll into the Marines. Reynor has a massive bank. He's poised to win this game, but Maru has one big giant knockout punch. He has a mass of Marines, 47, 7 Marauders, 4 tanks, 3 Hellbats, a few Widowmines and Thors starting to come out as well. He's still got a big army, he's still got 78 workers, and he has a 5th base up. Honestly, Maru's been taking damage. Reynor has crazy bank, but There's still chances. Maru, I didn't even realize he got a 5th up in the middle of this. Damn, dog. Does leave his tanks in the bottom left, which is unfortunate. Reynor does spy the 2nd tank, and going to be really happy to get that discount combo there. Whoo! Alright, Muta's going to dance around. Mass Marine tank moving down the left side. Not that many Marines, 47 in total. Big fight maybe, but no, Reynor backs away. He goes for the counterattack. Maru will repair the 2nd turret. I don't think you're going to get through that mass repair. Ling Bane here going to struggle. Bottom left base going down. Overlord's going down as well. Going to supply block Reynor. That's a problem. Reynor needs to realize in the heat of the moment he needs to build Overlords. Dude, this mass repair is wrecking. That missile turret just killed 5 Mutalisks. Way to keep that one selected. Ling Bane rolling in. Ling's cleansing the natural. Baneling's rolling towards that Mutalisk. 7 Mutalisk kills on that turret. 7 Mutalisk kills on that turret. Oh, my lordy lord. Ling Bane does roll forward. 21 more SCVs go down. Maru's income has been getting smashed in the face this game. Tries to burrow the Banelings on the ramp. Doesn't quite get it in time. Even more Mutalisks are dying. That is going to be 24 Mutalisks dead in this game. He finally finishes off the turret. The 7-kill turret. It was damaged from the Banes. Lings are burrowed there. He's got Banes burrowed here. Reynor making this game as scrappy as he possibly can. It's a good way to try to drag Maru into the mud, hoping he can finish it. Tanks are picked up over there. There are still Banelings here. I'm going to try to keep an eye on them. I honestly have no idea if we're going to catch those detonating or not because there's so much happening in this game. This is Reynor to a T. Make the game scrappy. Use your speed. Use your precision. But those Marines keep on rallying around the corner, not through the middle of the ramp. That's why Reynor can't get that Baneling bomb off right now. He has rebuilt his Overlords. He's going to lose the middle hatchery yet again. Lings do unburrow one more time. Mutalisks killing those medevacs. Ling's going to try to roll forward. Widowmine's causing some good smears on the Zerglings. Rando siege tank caught out in the open. Does go down. The Ultras are here. Kind of blading 2-2 as well. The Mutas do go down on the other side of the map though. And I think Reynor, he's got to get out of here. This is a bit of an awkward position. And Maru continues to trade very well. 5,000 resource lost advantage. The man whose base is getting run circles around. He's losing his SCVs. He's losing his turrets. He's losing so much. But army to army, he's been trading well. +3 melee and carapace are on the way. +3 carapace almost finished. The upgrade advantage from Maru will disappear soon. Those burrowed Banelings still in position as well. So much happening. Maru gets a snipe. He can always pick up here. Good move for Maru. Very good move. Gets a... Oh my lord. Nice Widowmine as well. 16 kills. Mostly Zerglings. A couple Banelings to add. Can he defend a big A move of Reynor? I think he can. Reynor's still up 20 drones, which means it max out. 20 army supply advantage. Couple Banes. They're going to unburrow and go for the SCVs. There's not many SCVs to kill those. They just get 3, set a missile turret on fire. Ultras on the left could do big damage though. Oh, this could do really big damage. Ultraling Bane on the right is going to try and engage. Not many Banelings, no Infestors or Vipers. I think Spellcast is the one thing really missing for Reynor right now. Pulls back on the right, but the Ultras are doing big damage on that left side. The Planetary is going to try to repair, but the Ultra focus fires a bunch of those, and it does go down. Beautiful snipe with the Ultra run by. Gets into the base, takes it out. He can kill this command center as well. Doesn't even target the SCV, just clicks on the bloody command center. Gets the SCV with the splash damage eventually. Well worth losing an Ultra. That was a potentially game-winning maneuver. New command center is finished though. It's going to flow over. Maru still with a gigantic army. Without Libs, I think he's in trouble. If he had Libs, this is a different story. There's a Spire though, so even with Libs, +3 Corruptors could be built at any moment. Single Baneling just barely outside of scan range. Ling Bane Ultra on the left. Mass Ling in the top right. Reynor running circles around Maru on this small map. But Maru is not going down without a fight. He is fighting so friggin' hard. His upgrade advantage has disappeared though. Ling's getting in the third. They breach the main production at the same time. And Maru has lost so many workers this game, it's actually crazy. Widowmine does land on the Zerglings. Ultra Ling Bane rolling for the mineral line! Oh, he's gonna get some boom booms potentially, but the SCVs pull. The Planetary will go down. Bottom left side, Ultras are getting kited by the Bio. Marine Marauder trying to hang on. He's focusing down the Ultras. Banelings get on top of the Marines though. Oh, he has to pick up an emergency pickup. Meanwhile, Maru trying to clean up these Lings in the back door. This orbital lifts off. The Planetary does finally get erected on the left side of the map. It is still a 7,000 resource lost advantage in the units lost for Maru, but Maru has lost 97 workers. Reynor has only lost 7 drones in this game. What an absolute barn burner of an opening match here. Reynor has got the bank advantage. Maru has the army advantage, but Reynor has a bit more of the map. He hasn't had time to respread his creep though, and as we get further on, these bases in the middle are better for Terran than Zerg. Easier for Terran to defend those middle bases, harder for Zerg, and Reynor is going to need to get some new hatcheries up. Drop comes in, does some damage. I think Corruptors would be an amazing addition around this point. There's 16 medevacs. Oh no. Oh no, 16 medevacs. That's too many, guys. I'd say about 12 is the absolute max you want to go to. 16 medevacs is a lot of non-combatants. It's a lot of support, and it's probably too much. Almost certainly too much, let's be real. Hatchery, this hatchery just cannot mine for Reynor. Reynor needs to try to take the top right. I know that sounds silly, but he actually needs to do that. And he needs to mix some corruptors in. Now that Libs are coming out, Libs are a really big problem for an ultra-focused army. Ultraling Bane, one of the best comps in the late game when you've got a mobile game like this. The SCVs! Oh, Maru, he popped them out. Almost saved the planetary. He was so close. This orbital needs to lift. He does. If Maru can hold on, he's got 17 Marauders, 25 Marines, 2 Libs. The Spire is building. Reynor forgot that he has a Spire from the early game because he's so used to not playing Mutas these days. He's like, damn, I need some Corruptors, man. I better build a Spire. Oh no, if he just builds some Corruptors now, he already can do it. And honestly, Infestors are game changers here, guys. Infestors and Corruptors turn Reynor's army into such a good force. But he needs those additions now that Maru's kind of slowing down. His efficiency's getting a bit out of control. And the Ling run bys are still so good, but I'd love to see some Spellcaster addition. I'd love to see some Corruptor addition. Reynor, he's got to deal with this massive Widowmine spread on this right side as well. He's using Burrow really well. Reynor has to, or Maru, sorry, has to scan to clear that up. There's Mine Lib spread everywhere. Maru's Marine Marauder trying to deal with it. He finally realizes and builds 4 Corruptors, by the way. Ling's running forwards. The Adrenaline's got to be pumping for both sides. Ultras clear up Widowmines pretty efficiently. Ooh, does take some splash on the Overseers, which is a bit more costly. 4 drones go down. Is there a Liberator, maybe? I don't know. So much happening in this game, guys. Trying to keep up with this, even as an observer, is hard. As Maru or Reynor, it is frigging ridiculous. You can't do everything perfectly, so you've just got to do as much as you can. He kills the command center! Orbital goes down, does not lift on the right side. Lings take down the Orbital on the right side. Orbital on the left gets lifted. 10 more SCVs going down. The mobility of Reynor is out of control, and even on a cramped map, like Incorporeal, he is just running circles around a single Infestor building. Reynor, famous for being a little bit slow to believe in the power of the Infestor, but he adds a single here. I'd love 3, 4, 5. He's got Burrow. If he starts ambushing, I mean, you can't afford detection as Maru. Maru's broke. Reynor, he's out of bank as well, though. One bad fight, and this could be lights out for Reynor. As weird as that sounds, because he's killed 125 workers this game. But remember, his income's drying up. Maru, with mules, is mining more than him right now. Now, obviously, it's not consistent income, but it is more because this base here in the middle cannot get established. Reynor needs to find an efficient fight. Corruptors do take out the Lib. Ultraling Bane attacking one directionally. Upper ramp, is it enough? He's got a lot of Banes. It's a big Zerg army. Remember, a lot of the Widowmines aren't here. They're still spread across the map elsewhere. A couple of Widowmines try to join in. Oh, the Fungal lands. The Fungal Baneling combo. That Infestor lands the Fungal to end them all. I don't even know where that Infestor came from. Let's rewind and take a look at that one more time. So like I said, as this whole series of fights was happening, like attacking up this ramp is terrible for Reynor if all these Widowmines are closer. Those are Changelings, not Widowmines. But we've got 2 Widowmines there, 3 there, 1 there, 1 there, 2 here. You can just see how the way Reynor runs around, it makes it so hard for him to have all these like Libs and Widowmines where they need to be. And there's a few Widowmines on the front. They get a few decent shots. But that's it. And that left Widowmine was great. A couple of Corruptors start to clear this abundance of Medevacs and Libs. And that Infestor just crawled up the ramp from behind. Unburrowed under the Medevacs. And landed a lovely Fungal. Great game 1 for Reynor. Maru showing impressive ability to weather the storm. The fact that that game was so close, 21 minutes in, after losing 130 SCVs, show that Maru is on point today. Reynor, though, goes up a game. All right, guys, going into game 2. Maru, that man, he almost withstood an utter onslaught. I really do feel like that could have got out of control for a Lesser Terran much earlier. But well over 100 workers go down. Maru does not care a little bit, and he's going to go for the depot first. Now, interestingly, Reynor in the bottom left of ley lines is going 13 Overlord, and that's weird because I feel like he's been going 15 Overlord or 15-15 pretty much every game, and this time he goes back to 13 Overlord. And I've been meaning to ask him about it. I keep saying I'm going to, and I just keep forgetting. I don't know. I feel like with a hatch first, 15 Overlord's just always better, but if you're planning to go 16 pool 6 Zergling opening, which it looks like this is, okay, that makes sense. All right, in this case, because otherwise you're going to end up going for the pool any earlier. Or even earlier, like 14 or 15. Otherwise, you're just kind of sitting there on 15 for no reason. So that makes sense. In this scenario, a 16 pool old school opening. He does like the 6 Ling pressure. He's going to go for the hatchery afterwards. The question is, Is this a second barracks? No, Maru's going to go one racks expand. Wow, okay, so Maru memeing it up with the old one racks expand on the low ground wall off. Okay. There's a lot of things going on right now. Essentially, if he goes double marine to snipe the Overlord, he can lift the barracks, spot the Overlord in this pillar, take it down. I don't think there's another pillar you can hide at. So maybe if Reynor goes directly to this dead space, he'll be okay. But otherwise, I think the Marines will catch him. Problem, if that means the Marines are chasing outside of the wall off, the Lings could surround them. Does he even get a wall off up in time? He's going to have 100 gas soon. Depot goes up in the main base. Who builds the factory? He's at 100 gas almost. He needs to send an SCV down. Okay, he's sending an SCV down. He'll get there well before these Zerglings arrive. It is the double Marine opening. I mean, Reynor's gambling a little bit here, guys. He's up one game. He did just win a sick macro game. It's a good idea to mix in some aggression here. But look at that. Overlord sees the Marines. The wall off does go down in time. And the barracks does lift off. But actually, right, because he's lifting the barracks, that opens the wall up again. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about it being sealed, but obviously he's lifting it, so the Overlord works as bait. The Overlord does go down, but oh my god, there's the Marines! The Marines getting locked outside of the base, and that should be an easy pick-off. But he wants to stop the barracks landing. Reynor splits one Zergling off to that left side, and he stops it from landing. The SCVs are pulled, though, and oh my gosh, how did the Marines slip out? I can't believe it! The Marines actually managed to slip out. Maru, you wizard! Did you grease those guys up? Apparently we've got a pair of groundskeeper willies. Thrown a few thousand years into the future into the Caprulu sector in power armor because they were greased right up. How the heck did they get away? I feel like Reynor must have mismicroed, right? Or maybe Maru did some magic to get out of it. Maybe duked it in a direction. I was focused more on the barracks trying to land. Maybe the players were as well. Because those Zerglings, they're fast, the Marines. They should have been able to just cut off the pullback there. But hold on. 6 roaches coming in behind. Sorry, guys. I'm one step behind in this game, as is Maru, no doubt. Does he know about this? I doubt it. He's got no vision at all. He has no idea what's happening. Hellion comes out, and look, the Zerglings. They're trying to distract a little bit. Oh, he's got to not throw these Lings away. But you know what? He's going to do it to delay the roaches being spotted. Look at this. The Zerglings come in. He's also stopping the barracks and factory swapping. And that's what it looks like he's going for. So there is a valid reason for this. The Zergling's splitting up. He just wants to waste as much time as possible so these roaches can get over here without the Hellion spotting it. These Zerglings, not the most useful unit without link speed, are being sacrificed. Reynor did this off 17 workers. He's building drones behind it. But all of he's got is, what's he got? 5 roaches, 1 Ravager. He made a roach at the very back for a Ravager. He should have made one of his front roaches into a Ravager because that's the most important unit, but it's lagging behind here. Hellion does go down. Roaches coming in. Another Ravager's going to morph. Depot getting damaged. Bunker tries to go down. Cyclone. Only 14 seconds from being built. Those roaches need to shuffle forward, focus the repairing SCVs. Maru, he's happy to lose a few SCVs. He's up in economy quite significantly, but he needs to buy time for that Cyclone. That Cyclone will be able to shut this down eventually, but he's not there just yet. A Marine does get focus fired. Nice move there by Reynor. Should Reynor just keep headbutting? I'm not quite sure. If he keeps headbutting and throws all his units away, the counterattack's going to be brutal. But if he doesn't get more damage, this is not enough to put him in a good position just yet. 28 workers to 32. It's in Reynor's favor, but barely. And of course, he's way behind on the tech. And there we go. Ah, you can't let the Ravagers get locked on. He loses one of his Ravagers. 3 roaches, 2 Ravagers. Biles in the middle. You can see hit both the barracks and the factory if they're perfectly placed. But with only 2 Ravagers, it'll take forever to get rid of those. 600 hit points on the barracks, 920 on the factory. And the Cyclone Marine going to chase these roaches home. This is a real problem for Reynor. Like I said, even if you keep these units alive, it's hard to defend the counterattack. He needs to group these Ravagers with the roaches, but I don't think he was expecting the medevac to catch him. Oh, that's costly. That roach, he's going to pull it back. He didn't pull it back far enough. He loses the roach. Slight mistake for Reynor. The Marines focus down the other roaches. Well, 2 Ravagers, 1 roach. Can they defend this? I don't think so. Maybe, maybe not. He's got to try and drop Biles on the spread, taking out the Marines, trying to bile down the Cyclone, not landing it. A Ravager goes down. If he can get another Ravager snipe, that would be amazing for Maru. Oh, he's even going to get the roach. Oh, that is nasty. So much damage. Link speed's on the way. Queen's trying to pull to the front. Drones are in the open right now. You cannot afford to lose this hatchery as Reynor. Oh, this is looking scary. Drones need to pull away. Okay, he's going to pull the drones. 4 queens. Link speeds nowhere near finished. Luckily, there's no follow-up on this, right? There's no Hellions coming behind. It's just Banshee with Cloak. 3rd command center is down. 2nd barracks goes up on the factory. Factory moves up to go on the reactor. Factory goes to build a new reactor in the main. And it looks like we're going to get, yeah, double engineering bit. Okay, so Maru's going to play some standard stuff from here. And he's going to do it from ahead. It feels like there's room to maybe get back in this game, but Reynor needs to shut down these Banshees, drone really hard. And what I'd like to see from this early game There's probably like a very low gas, high mineral, just massive units. Lots of like either Ling, Bane, mass upgraded Zergling, but oh, this is kind of painful. 4 drones? Yeah, 4 drones do go down. There's not started. That spore's not done. Maru actually could have gone in a little bit quicker. And, oh, good transfuse. Reynor, he loves that. The transfuse at the last second almost gets the Banshee. That was really cute. Zerglings in the middle of the map. Maintaining a little bit of map presence. What do you do from here as Reynor? Because you've got to cut a corner. You've got to do something with a sharp edge, whether that be just stay low on gas, mass Zerglings with just a handful of Banelings, or Infestor Ravager to support it. I would imagine Banelings. He's definitely one of the best Baneling players in the world, so wouldn't want to steer away from his forte as a player. 3 more barracks coming down here. 1 is on the way. We've got tanks, Marines, Banshee. Should repair that Reddit point Banshee, no doubt, especially while the command center is floating over. Would be great for Maru. Might just use them for defense, but now you can see he's saying, yep, repair the Banshee, and then go back to mining. Baneling Nest does come down behind. And the lair. Okay, so check it out. 1 gas, 2 gas, 3 gases. He's going to 5. I don't know how I feel about this for Reynor, guys. 5 gases feels like a little bit too much. And like I said, it just feels a bit too standard. And remember, like, what you need to come back in a StarCraft game is not really fancy tech units. It's just a lot of basic stuff. If you're Terran, it's the numbers of Marine Marauder usually, right? If you're Protoss, it's usually raw number of Zealots, especially in like PvT. Zerg, a lot of situation, it's raw number of Lingbane or Roaches that will allow you to get back in the early mid-game. If you are behind right now, Reynor, he's going to stay lower on workers. It looks like 65. Try to defend this assault. He does have a good queen count here. Good transfuses as well. Zerglings will get the wraparound. And nice transfuses at the last second. I think only 1 Marine went down. Oh, Banshees come in the left. Get 2 drones as well. Queen is there. Redrop very close to Reynor's base. Unfortunately, they let Maru do that. A couple of Marines fall, 1 or 2, but plenty of Zerglings going down. Still cost efficient. 2-1 in the trading for Maru. Maru equal on workers. He's got to be happy with that. Reynor's going to go 8 drones, infestation pit. No Hydroden, right? So he's going to try and go straight hive. Oh, it's a lot of workers, though. 73 workers, 5 gases. You can see that gas I'm talking about. I feel like he needs enough Zerglings to surround everything with overwhelming numbers. Needed a 5th hatchery, a macro hatch, or something like that, but he doesn't have any of that. He's going to try and do it with the Baneling connections. Let's see if he can make it happen. 1-1's finished. It's tied up on the upgrades. Carapace and +2 melee starts. Burrow starts. It cancels. It starts again. The hive begins. Reynor, he's so outnumbered. He's so outgunned. He does have a new hatchery coming up north, but it's just now started. And it did feel a little bit like Reynor, I don't know if I want to say autopilot's the right word. I think just Maru kept him so busy with the Banshee harass as well as this double drop harassment that Reynor's just been so busy on the basics, he's not kind of thinking about how do I cut a corner? How do I get back in this game? He's kind of just in survival mode right now, and that's Maru who's put him there. You know what I love? Maru actually did go 8 barracks, but now that he's killed the 4th, he builds a 4th command center. So he's not going all in. He might even build tech labs there. No, he feels there's still room to do damage. So he builds just more Marines, more tanks, medevacs, more depots as well. The Marines are going to tax Reynor. Reynor can't give this base up. He's already only on 3 bases. Mining this 4th is still not up. 4 bases not good for Reynor right now. 3 bases terrible. If he loses this 3rd, it is absolutely disastrous. Queen's coming forward, but these tanks are getting shots off, and the Marines are just picking up and dropping. Maru looking good right now. I mean, game 1, like I said, was he having circles running around him? Yeah, a little bit, but once Reynor gets going like that, most players crumble. He held on really well from behind. And when you are losing a StarCraft game, that is when it is the most difficult. I often see players, they kind of criticize, they go, oh, look, he was just getting smashed from the start. You hang on in a game like that last one, like Maru did, and you keep it bloody competitive like he did. That is incredibly impressive. But oh my gosh, look at this. Maru's just got him where he wants him. Tanks are finally going to get flanked and overwhelmed to the right side. But look at the damage he's been doing over here. Oh, the Banelings. Reynor hesitates, pulls the Banelings back for a second. They get focused down. Maru with the Beyond style focus fire. And Reynor knows he's got nothing left. Overwhelmed. Even though he broke the tank position down the bottom there at the very end, we can take a look at it again. And you can see, yeah, he breaks the position, but at what cost? I mean, he's down 10 drones. He's losing this fight over here as well when he's already miles behind on army. He knows there's another army coming across the map. And he barely defends this as is. Even loses a queen there. GG. All right, guys, I really wanted to go back and double check the Marine stuff here. How did they escape? Because It felt like Reynor, if he kills these 2 Marines, this is a totally different opening. And those roaches are going to be so much harder to deal with. So here, he's got to split 1 Zergling, and then he just needs to cut them off. Oh, he's not microing them at all. Oh, he didn't micro them at all. Oh, that was real slack. I think he just thought, oh, these Marines are going to die. It was a really nice circle, the way Maru circled around. You can see the way he clicked like and tried to make it smooth, because if he takes a sharp corner, they'll just get blocked. But you can see this from Reynor's vision. So we're going to show you now from Reynor's vision, guys, and you can see what he has selected down here. I'm going to slow it down. So he blocks him off, perfect. And then just A move, perfectly fine. You want to grab some of the Zerglings and move north. Instead, he could just shift, grab this, go right-click, shift, hold position. Instead, he's clicking the Zergling in, and he's basically worried about the Wolof, and he just ignores this. I don't think, like if I just go back to his vision, you can see he's got the Zergling collected. Does he micro these at all? No. And now he micros them. What does he do? But then, no, he doesn't even give them an order. And then he just selects all the Zerglings and tries to attack that guy. And gets 1 hit on it, but doesn't quite finish it. Yeah, sloppy micro for Reynor. If he gets both Marines, even if the Wolof gets landed and the depot gets up, you're attacking this Wolof. You might kill this SCV building the factory. I mean, you're wasting mining time. If he doesn't get the Wolof, you're going to kill a bunch of SCVs as well. I mean, this would be a disastrous opening for Maru. And I don't think he defends the Roaches, because it was already a tight defense against the Roaches with this going as smoothly as he had it. Imagine if he's occupied losing mining for another 20, 30 seconds. The starport never goes down. There's no medevac counterattack with the Marine Cyclone killing all the Roach Ravager as well. I mean, this is just a totally different game. Small misstep for Reynor, but it does cost him. Maru staying cool under pressure ties up the series. All right. It's all going to be decided here. Maru in the bottom left of Tokamak. Reynor in the top right. Reynor here going back to the 14 Overlord. Hello. And then builds another drone. I think he messed his build order up. Maybe a little distracted. Oh, I wish I had the camera feed. But obviously I can't. Without spoiling myself completely on what's happened, I can't edit that in or anything. I can maybe, you know, take a look. I wonder if he looked distracted there. 17 supply. What's he doing? Oh, he's doing a gas pool. Okay. Interesting. Gas pool opening. So he's thinking of doing a little Ling Flood. This... You could argue hard counters a 2 barracks, Reaper Wolof. It also can be good against a command center first, or just any sort of build where if he doesn't, maybe if he goes Marine first as well, you can like Ling Flood in there. I guess my problem generally with this opening is that usually they're going to be able to easily scout that it's pool first, and I wouldn't be surprised if Maru SCV scouts, which he's actually not doing. His SCV is already queued up to build the command center, so I assume he just, he'll Reaper scout at the very least. He's like, you're not going to risk it. Not after last game. Didn't go your way. You're not going to risk something crazy, but Reynor is kind of risking something crazy from what I can see, unless he goes Roach Warren right now. Which I doubt. I think it's just Ling Speed. You'll see him pull off gas now. Yeah. Pulls off, make gas, make Ling Speed. He's already got the Overlord. Ling Speed starts up now. Yeah, I mean, it's not the craziest commitment, I guess. It feels pretty committed. It definitely is a commitment, the Ling Speed this early. I like that Reynor's doing. I've said for a while, I really wanted... Reynor was playing so conservative for a while, and it was the worst version of Reynor we'd ever seen. He was like playing overly safe. He looked afraid in his play. And you know, I remember just being like... I was like, you got to be able to take risks and be willing for the openings to not go your way, and then just roll with the punches in StarCraft. If you're getting like tilted or thrown off because an opening doesn't go your way, took a bit of a gamble and some aggression, it didn't pay off, you've mentally lost the match before it starts, right? You're predictable, you're easy to deal with, you're easily tilted. Like, that's just not good StarCraft. And I love that Reynor is trying these openings. That being said, I think this is an easy shutdown for Maru. Sees the gas. He already knows it's a pull first. Just from the timing of everything. And he should be very safe on the Hellions. I would argue, delay the Starport and start the Hellions straight away. He went 2 Marines, actually, so he's got to go Starport first anyway, unless he wants to go 2 barracks. So he doesn't have the reactor ready for the swap. So it goes second barracks. It is going to be a second barracks. Reaper's still dancing around. He's going to see Ling Speed, is he? Oh, it's 2 base Mutalisk! What? It's 2 base Mutalisk! Oh my god, Reynor's going old school, baby. He's like, okay, back to Mutalisks. I don't want to play Roaches. I don't want to play this, like, modern turtle meta. What? No, it's a Ling all in. Ling Queen all in. Ling Queen all in. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Ling Queen Dark all in. Reynor's like, F playing a macro game. I know it's match point. It's all now or nothing. Now, 2 barracks arguably is good against this because you get more units out, but it all comes down to the Hellions. If the Hellions get surrounded, then it's really bad for Maru. He's going to take the Reaper. I think he got no, he didn't get an SCV, and oh, good volley from those Hellions. Really good. Now, the advantage of this going poorly is Maru might move out with his Hellions because he should feel confident now, right? He should feel confident. You don't want to give away that you got Overlord speed. Reynor, you do not want to give away you got Overlord speed. Careful. Hold position, this guy. Ooh, okay, luckily the Hellions don't see it anymore. He's going to try and drop some Lings in the main, and he's going to bring Queens across the map as well. Another Overlord, that's going to morph into a Drop-A-Lord soon as well. He's going to try and drop 16 Lings in the main, and Queens on the front. I don't know why he brought another one there. It's going to get spotted. It's going to get spotted. Oh, he didn't leave Overlords out front. Okay, Maru sees it. Okay. Oh, bunker goes down. He should build a bunker on the high ground as well. 2 bunkers on the natural. He's going to just try and hold his natural. He might have to pull out of his main. Lings going into the main. Mass, Ling, Queen, all in. If these bunkers get up, it's game over. Oh, the wall off. The wall off's so sick. Maru. 300 IQ Maru. Double eBay wall off. He knows if he gets these bunkers up, he's fine. Raise the deeper as well. Anything you can do to survive. Pull every SCV. Pull every SCV right now, Maru. Maru's pulling every single SCV. The Marines are going to get inside one bunker. The other bunker, they will not be able to get inside. The Queens are unloading. They transfuse. Nice transfuses going down. The Lings doing great damage. There's not enough damage for Maru. The Lings are going to work. It's going to work. Even with that, because he broke the wall off. There's no firepower left. He's into the main. The depot doesn't go up. Oh my god, the gamble. The crazy gamble from Reynor pays off. Oh my lord. What? Wow. GG, well played. Reynor goes for a nasty all in. I want to break this down again as slowly as I can. It's because he has 4 Overlords, he can just drop across the wall off. So the wall off doesn't help as much as I thought. He targets it with those Lings, rallies across the map. Let's just check. I want to check where does he put his rally point, by the way. He actually doesn't set his rally point across the map. I think it's kind of crazy because it's like, how do you control? I guess maybe he just adds them to his control group. But I feel like, I don't know. Anyways, he's so fast. I guess he does whatever he wants. But he drops from the left, drops from the right. And he's like, I gotta just get rid of these units. And the quicker he kills the Hellions, the Marines, and obviously because he completely blocks this bunker, it doesn't get up. If he was here like a few seconds early, he could target that SCV maybe. But as it is, he basically just unloads on top. The Hellions, does he target the Hellions with the Queens? He actually gets good surface area, so that Hellion dies to Zerglings. He targets this with all 3 Queens, I think, this Hellion. He does. And then he just goes to transfuse after that. He doesn't target the last Hellion, but I think those 2 Hellions in the middle, I do think he targeted. Wow. And then just, there's so many Lings and Queens, you give me 30 seconds, I have stim. I have another 8 Marines, you know, but, oh, right, that timing is brutal. I think Maru needed to pull every SCV. So, guys, could he have defended this, is my question. Could he have defended this? If at this point he pulls every SCV from the main, because if he gets both bunkers full of Marines and Hellions and all the SCVs pulled, I think he can hold, right? I think he can. Yeah, it's obviously going to be tight. There's just so much Zerg, but I think you also want to just, you want to block the area, because the moment the Lings are getting on top of the Marines, like, he loses a Marine already, and then another Marine. The second Marine, it's 2 Marines down. Yeah, he's already lost 2 Marines. And the SCVs are a bit slow to fight and repair. If he had another 10 SCVs, some repairing, some fighting, like, you actually, yeah, you want to, you know what's interesting? You actually want to try to stutter step your bio, your Marine Hellion, to the left with your SCVs in a ball and get behind the bunkers. Because there's only so many units attacking from the left, whereas there's an unlimited horde from the right. And if you can eliminate the Zerglings on this side, like I said, by pulling more SCVs, then suddenly you only have to deal with Lings and Queens from one side. You can still ferry units over, but it's not as instantaneous, right? And then you can start to gun everything down. Now, obviously, you'd rather target Zerglings than Queens because the Queens are so tanky, but you can't really target fire everything in the midst of this. You can select the bunkers and keep shift-clicking or targeting Lings, but because the Queens are right in the way, it's hard to make sure that happens, right? So yeah, he needed to just pull every SCV and needed to super respect this. GG well played by Maru, but even better played by Reynor in this series. He took some big risks, game 2 and game 3, won the macro game 1. Yeah, you can't hate on it. Hats off to Reynor. He goes through to play the deciding match against Gumiho. GG well played. All right, guys. It is the final deciding match to see who is going to be getting that second place slot from Group B in the round of 8 of GSL. Who will be facing Hero in the semifinals? Gumiho in the top right side or Reynor in the bottom left? Reynor going for a 15 hatchery, 15 pool by the looks of it, as he hasn't built an Overlord yet. He's going to send his drone down. Good old 15-15 build order. And Gumiho looks like he's going to go for the standard barracks on the high ground. No low ground shenanigans for him just yet. Gumiho smashed Reynor with some things like delayed Hellbat timings. Last time he played in GSL, Reynor was playing way too careful, way too safe, and Gumiho was too much for him. But I think Reynor has really taken a lot of feedback to heart from a lot of different players and fans saying they want to see the old risk-taking Reynor. They want to see the Reynor plays a bit fast and loose, doesn't look afraid to lose, and he said it himself. Look, I'm trying to go into this, have fun, enjoy, play my best. Obviously, I want to win. I want to win this GSL, but he's like, I no longer am going in with the mindset that I'm a garbage human if I lose. And I think that's a big step up for him. That's a really big step up for him. I mean, his exact words, I don't think I'll repeat, since I want to be a bit PG-13. He did, I think effing idiot might have been what he said was his mindset if he lost in GSL previously. He put too much pressure on himself, but he basically said that in his round of 12 group interview. He's going to be playing the gasless opening. Guys, is this the opening that's made Harston think he's good at Zerg now? Is it? Harston fans would have seen Lambo teach him a 15-15 gasless into third hatchery. And no link speed roach defense. It's a good build. Very good build. We are going to be seeing the reactor first. Oh, wow. You don't see reactor first very often. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Interesting change up for Gumiho. Goes for a couple Marines into the factory. I guess with this, you can go 4 Marines. Come down here. You could lift the command center. It's a bit far, I think, to spot this pillar, though. And Reynor's actually going to go super safe. He's going to go around the back. Three more drones are on the way. Third hatchery does go down. Should be seeing a third queen pretty shortly. There we go in the main. Is he going to do the fastest ever double medevac drop? I don't think he's going to go that old school, guys. I don't think he's going to bring out his... Was it 2016 when he did that against Dongregu back on King Sejong Station? I think it was 2016, wasn't it? Oh. No, I don't think he's going to do that. Though this is the opening for it. It does look pretty similar. I don't think he'll do double drop, though. I think he might do a single drop. Overlord sneaking in the back door, man. SCVs don't have a lot of vision. The Overlord does. Let's see the tech lab. He has really good vision here, does Reynor, without Gumiho knowing. Oh, it's the 4 Marine bunker rush, guys. It's the 4 Marine bunker rush. Oh no, Reynor. He doesn't have link speed. He can't defend this. I think the bunker's in range of the hatchery, right? Now the Overlord does get to the pillar. Marines. He's got 6 Marines even. The Roach Roarin's going down. Now, I think as Reynor, you build a hatchery here and you give it up. I could be wrong. I know that sounds crazy, but I actually think that might be the play. It seems insane. All Hellions are here as well. Dude, Gumiho's done this build to me in the weekly cup before. It's a nightmare to deal with. It hits so early. It's so annoying. He wants to get his Marines down here, I think. 1 Marine on the right. Hellions on the right as well. The idea with the Hellions is if he comes out with Ling speed, your Hellions arrive in time to punish it. Sick build. Banshee Hellion production behind it. That hatchery is taking a ton of damage. 5 Roaches are building. Oh, he gets the Marine. Good snipe. I think this hatchery goes down. Like I said, you might want to rebuild it. Oh, Hellions try to drive by, but he builds a spore in the wall. Very nice door. He builds a door. Queens are going to try and engage. Hellions come in, snipe that queen. Marines doing damage to the Roaches. You cannot defend this hatchery, Reynor. You have to let it die and rebuild it. If you try to defend this, you will lose too many units, I think. Roaches derping out because the door's up, so they're pathing into the main base. Oh no, Reynor, you've got to give up the hatchery. You have to give it up. Okay, he's going to lose the hatchery. He needs to pull that queen back. He needs to pull that queen back. She needs to pull back. Oh, the Hellion gets her just before he could get the transfuse down. He's on 52 energy now, 54. Oh, and he's losing roaches. The door does open itself. Banshee's coming in the left side. Oh my gosh. This is a crazy pressure for Gumiho, dude. Gumiho is such a sicko, isn't he? Who does this? Who does this? Only the Gumi God would even do this. The Banshee actually could have gone in and killed a bunch of workers, but actually there's no cloak. There's no cloak. He forgot to make cloak. Oh, Gumiho, we forgot to make cloak. Okay, he's going to build a Viking now. Banshee will defend the Roach counterattack. There's 2 base against 2 base. Third command center is almost finished. Oh, guys, is Gumiho just mauling Reynor right now? I think he is. Like I said, I think you have to take the hatchery up top. I actually think if he immediately just went and built a hatchery and ignored the push, he's actually in a much better position. It's so hard to make that call in the moment. Like I said, I don't think I would make that call under pressure, but especially once you see the 5th and 6th Marine, you got to realize that's a lot of firepower. Reynor's going to go Carapace. Chat says, does Reynor just all in now? I think he can absolutely recover from this, but he's going to be playing from behind. Stim starts. That feels like a fake stim almost. I know it's not. There's double engineering bay, but because the second, you're like, where are the extra barracks? Like, as Reynor, you might be thinking, is he about to throw 2 factories down, cancel stim? You might have that in the back of your head. I think he thinks it. He's going to go Queen drop, Roach Ravager bust. He's gonna drop the queens. He is gonna go all in. It's a good choice when you've taken back damage. Hide your Roach count. Hide your Roach count, Reynor. You cannot reveal what you're doing here. He's adding a few drones though. Is he not committing to it? I don't know. Feels awkward. If he gives Gumiho time, because Gumiho's got the Banshees and the Hellions, they're not going to be good against this push, but he's building a tank. First tank's almost out. If he gets a second tank, these reactors are actually a bit delayed. I think he forgot to start those. If he can get out like 16 Marines, 2 tanks, I think he can absolutely hold. But Reynor gonna split a few roaches off. Gotta hide your numbers. Oh, takes out a Hellion or 2. Nice, nice, nice. And he lifts. He's going. There we go. It's go time. The Viking is gonna see it. And Gumiho knows what's happening. But dude, those reactors being delayed. Gumiho might die. I think he's being too greedy. I think those reactors were really late. I feel like he should have 8+ Marines out. Instead, he's got 3. That's 7 minutes. Only 3 Marines. This is a good counter push for Reynor. The Viking can kill the Overlord. The problem, though, he's going to lose the Overlord. He needs to take a deuce. Okay, Overlord needs to drop a deuce so that he can transfuse it. You need to drop trowel, bro. Okay, he's going to give up on using that drop load. It goes down. Beautiful snipe. This delays the push. That means the Banshees can control space for a little bit. He's got a bunker up front, tank behind it, Marines there, stims out. Marine count's growing. Banshees and Marines are holding ground. Drones going up behind. I think Gumiho's held. Roach Ravager's still looking for more. Queens are spreading creep out front in the base. I think Reynor's realizing that he might not be able to break this. He's droning pretty hard, but dude, the Queens aren't covering this. He's got a new Dropper Lord. That Dropper Lord gets focused though. Oh my god, watch out. Sorry, guys. He did snipe it. I had to sneeze there. 1 queen goes down. The Dropper Lord as well. The Banshees are going to beat the queens. He's not going to lose any Banshees. No Banshee goes down, which means the Banshees defend. Gumiho's got control. Nice defense. Oh my god, the 3rd sneeze just came out. Sorry, guys. Microing my mute button in the middle of a fight. I apologize. Oh, it is what it is. I was trying to, like, stop myself from sneezing during that previous minute. I just couldn't. Oh my lord. Banshee Marine is going to counterattack. He's back to a decent worker count. If Reynor goes Infestors, he can hold. If he refuses to play Infestors, I think he gets overrun. I could be wrong on this. You guys have heard me talk about this situation before. If you go Hive, Ling Speed, Baneling Nest right now, an 8-Rax monster modes you. If you get a few Infestors out, a few Fungals and Piles on these Marines can turn this game around. But without something heroic like a Fungal landing big, it's going to be really tough for Reynor. Infestation pit does end. Knowing Reynor, he'll probably try to go Lurker, Viper. I think that's what he prefers from this position. Roach Ravager is there. 1/1 upgrade Marines. Do not have combat shields. Tanks in a killer position right now. Oh no. The Banshees are trying to kill his hatchery. Queens are going to deal with it. But the Roach Ravager, I don't know if he can defend this base. Biles! All the tanks are way too clumped. 2 of them do go down, but Reynor's army getting mauled. And dude, what a creative opening for Gumiho. I'm telling you, no one attacks like Gumiho does in this matchup. You cannot prepare for Gumiho except by studying all of his builds. You need to, like, he's a guy you need to go study all of his builds and be ready for some really weird situations, because he'll throw you into deep waters. He'll commit harder than anyone else. I do wonder if Reynor could have got him with a counter push, because right now he's dead. Reynor has nothing, guys. He's lost his Roach army, Marine tanks on the front. Gumiho's got a 4th command center, building SCVs, adding 2-2. I mean, he's run away with this game. It's lights out here. Combat shields has kicked in as well. A few tanks and roaches will not defend 5 siege tanks in range of your 3rd hatchery. That's the very last queens going down. Reynor has to tap. All right, guys, it could all end here if Gumiho gets one more map win. He is going to go to the semis against Hero. Reynor needs to win this map here on Persephone and the next one. It's crazy these are best of 3s. I mean, I really enjoyed it in the last Pigfest, even though we were doing GSL format, that we made it best of 5 for the progression matches from the group stage. I don't know. I really enjoyed that. I wasn't sure how it would work out. I really felt like it just added that little bit of depth. Best of 3s just, sometimes I just feel like it's a little bit shy of what you need. On the other hand, every game is so important and so brutal. This is a gas first low ground wall off. Guys, Gumiho is going to rush 4 Hellions, be really aggressive, trading with queens with them, and he's going to keep healing up at the healing shrine. Calling it now. And then there's going to be the Banshee or Liberator behind it. This is a sick opening. This is a really cool opening. He wants to use the healing shrine on the right side of Persephone. Reynor, do not be too greedy on your defense. You need to be able to deal with it. He's going to, after last game, you know he's going to play Link Speed as well. He's like not going to feel safe playing Gasless after what you did to him last game with that bunker. I think Gasless is fine there. Obviously, it's a bit awkward against the bunker. Losing your 3rd sucks. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's fine for Reynor if he gives that 3rd up. Or maybe, do you guys think if he instantly builds a spine when he sees the, like, SCV and the Marines are out? Do you think, like, when he sees the Marines, he could have maybe instantly built a spine? I didn't even think about that, but a spine crawler has 2 armor. Marines only do 6 damage a shot. They lose, like, a 1/3 of their damage per second against a spine. And with transfuses on it, like, a spine crawler could just run in, tank the bunker, along with your queens, maybe some slow zerglings as well. I don't think slow zerglings because the Hellions are really good, but yeah, maybe if he drops a spine or 2, he could have broken it. That might be another option. Anyways, let's think about the game in front of us, not the last game. It's just Gumiho. I'm always theory crafting when I see Gumiho. He does go Reaper still, but you can see the factory is very early for a 1-Rax expand due to the gas first, and he's going to be able to swap that super fast. So he could arrive with a 4 Hellion dive at like 330, dive past, or he could just, like I said, fight the queens, heal up at the healing shrine, depending on what he sees. SCV is blocking the 3rd. He's already looking to disrupt. And Reynor going to try and escort the drone out, but no, it's too late, mate. If he had a drone down there, he could already be fighting the SCV, but now it's going to be very hard to get a 3rd up. Reynor has to build an Overlord. He does start it. Good. The fact that he built an Overlord in the middle of dealing with the Reaper, very good. Very good handling so far. And he's going to go super early Creep Tumor. Yeah. This is the really good response for him. Oh, his other queen didn't inject, though. Reynor, he missed his inject. Okay, he's going to inject now. That was a big delay. That's a big delay on your lava. You've got to be careful with that. Reaper's going to dance. Lings and drone will kill the SCV. Gumiho not sending that home. But he's already got 2 Hellions popping out in just a second. 2 more mine. He's building more Reapers as well. Oh, and an armory. It's really fast. Hellbat Reaper. Oh, this is such a fierce push, guys. He's going to go 3 Reaper, and he's going to hit with the first 4 Hellbats and try to snipe the 3rd hatchery. And the Reapers are going to try and bounce the queens away. This early creep spread for Reynor is crucial. I think Reynor should be able to defend this with just constant queen production. But we'll see how it goes. He's already going to be fully saturated on his natural with these last 4 drones coming out. He's not put back on gas just yet. He's got to be aware of that. Should put back on gas soon. He has no idea what he's up against. Gas first, Hellbat timing, skipping the starport until now. Much delayed that starport, but Reynor has no idea. He's dropping a lot of creep tumors right now. 3, 4 creep tumors going down. He's got 1 in the main as well, 3 out front. So that's 4 creep tumors in total. He is building 2 more queens. He sees it. He sees the Hellbats. Queens can deal with this, but he's just got to be careful of the grenades. If he pulls every queen to the front and his Lings cut off the reinforce, he can do well. Zergling does intercept the Hellions, gets a few hits. Queens need to spread. It's all about the spreadies right now. Reynor's in a great spot. His queen defense is good. He's handled this whole distraction really well. His Lings can defend the natural from Hellion base. His queens can defend the 3rd. +1 armor's on the way. What? Gumiho's already rushing +1 armor. What's this for, mate? Are you playing mech? He absolutely is. Is it Battlecruiser or Banshee mech? I think he might be going Banshee mech. Starport's on the way. I think it's going to be full battle mech. I think it's going to be Cyclone Hellion Banshee. Which, and remember, the Cyclone is a little bugged. I don't think they were playing it on this patch. We did see Cyclones absolutely wreck Rogue, but that's because he had no idea it was coming. There is a Roach Roan on the way, which is a good beginnings. to the defense against mech. Second factory, third factory. Gumiho doesn't care. In front of the Overlord. I mean, I would have thrown that on the natural to at least keep him guessing. Gumiho doesn't give a crap. Is that cocky? I don't know if that's a good choice for Gumiho, announcing your intentions like this. I mean, obviously, we'll see how practiced Reynor is against it. Solar's answer to this is always to do a shove. When Solar knows you're going mech, he always does like a Roach Corruptor or a Roach Queen drop bust, kind of like what Reynor tried before in game 1. Reynor's got an Evo. Evo's not important at all against mech. It really doesn't matter. +1 range can help, like attack upgrades, armor upgrades. They kind of help against Hellions. They're really not important. I'm very curious why Reynor's getting an Evo. Okay. Hellions try to dive. Good. Threatening with the Zerglings makes the Hellions not want to commit. Fourth hatchery goes down bottom right corner. There is this whole speed path, guys. So the need for speed. There's a racing track down the right side of this map. These are all accelerator zones up and down the entire right side. Banshee into Raven into fourth and fifth factory. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's just going to use the Raven to clear up creep. Except Magfield, Blue Flame, and 2 Cyclones to build. 3, 2, 1. Magfield first. Doesn't have the money for everything, I guess. He can't do everything at once. +2 armor already. He's going +2 armor. Dude, Lings are going to do nothing to these units. A lot of players mix a lot of Zerglings in against mech. The Lings are going to do no damage. Especially with only single Evo. Gonna be some... And remember, plating helps air units and ground. They got combined at some point in, I think, Heart of the Swarm or Early Legacy. They combined the air and ground armor upgrades, even though the attack's still separate. Second Evo chamber's on the way, +1 range coming in. Roach is building. 72 drones for Reynor. Guys, feel like Reynor's in a great spot. If you can get the gases up there and then just go to Hive. Vipers, I think, would do well against this. You could either rush Vipers and then play whatever, or you could just do the classic Roach Ravager Ling Bane. No Baneling Nest yet. And lots of Cyclones building. 4 Tech Labs. Only that 1 reactor on the natural. So Mass Cyclone. Roach Ravager's not the best against it. Infestation's a little late for Reynor, but I think he's got a lot of army. If he can get the gases on this base, which he goes for, he's in a good spot. And he's defending his creep spread really well. He's going to push Gumiho away from the healing shrine. I always think this is a watchtower. My brain gets confused when I'm playing, and I go, oh, there's no watchtowers on this map. Reaper in the bottom right is going to be annoying. Kill a drone. Roach will take care of it. Fourth command center is on the way. Pretty good timing on location as well. A bit greedy, but well done. Mass Roach Ling running forward. Whoa, Reynor. Reynor wants to shove. There's only 6 Cyclones in a Banshee. He might be able to kill him, honestly, but I don't think he doesn't look confident. Looks like he's just marauding around, trying to act scary, getting his queens forward to maybe kill the Banshee. If Gumiho's not looking, that dies. Oh, so close. Roach Zergling gonna get a few Hellions here. Oh, not a bad fight for Reynor. Guys, Reynor's killing it. Oh, he's going Swarm Hosts. Okay, he needs Nidus Worm. You can't, this map's too big. I know his creep spread's amazing. Swarm Hosts will not work against Battle Mech without Nidus. Even with Nidus, it's tricky if Gumiho is really good at map control. You want to start with a Nidus up here. You want to try and get over here, but that floating barracks is actually really going to help. So the problem is Swarm Hosts suck against Cyclones. He's going to go Nidus, and he's going to add Banelings as well. This is definitely a good way of getting some damage done to the mech player. I think a few Infestors to catch this army would be godly, but that's why he's got the Raven. Not just to clear creep, it's also to spot burrowed Infestors sneaking up. Oh, this is so cool. We never see this matchup, guys. Hive is there, starting up. +2 range, +1 melee. Blue Flames now coming in. +3 vehicle plating to make these units super tanky. If he swaps to like tanks and Thors, missing the attack upgrades will hurt. But for now, with this army, this is all that matters. Ooh, loses a Cyclone. Does see the Swarm Hosts early. Don't think these Locusts will do much, though. Like I said, Cyclones can get rid of the Locust really quickly. They're so mobile, and mobility is what deals with Swarm Hosts very well. So you really need to get these up. Yeah, he's trying to send Overseers forward now. Nidus Worm is up at home, and he's going to throw his first one probably on the left, but with the barracks seeing it, I think right side's actually way better. He's going to throw it in the main. Oh, not a bad call. You want to keep that Overseer alive, though. He's going to lose it. Cyclone shuts that down. Banshee Cyclone cleans up the Nidus. He's trying to go Broodlords. Oh, okay, interesting. Spire Hive. He needs a lot of Banelings, though, to deal with this. This army's actually quite scary. Reynor's only on 79 workers. I think that's correct. I think if you go too high on workers, Battle Mech can overwhelm you. This is not necessarily an efficient Terran army.
but it is a very fast army where if you like get caught out without enough army of your own, they can kind of ruin your day. Now look at this, great instincts for Gumiho. He knows exactly where it's going to come from. Run, run, run. He's got to control click the locust and send them towards the base, but he realizes there's too many units, they'll die before they get there. He tries to just land on top, and he kills not a single unit. Ooh, Ling's run in. Good move. Another Nidus Worm on the left side. Good activity rate for Reynor, but Gumiho's absorbing everything. He's got Banshee speed. He's on 6 factories now, as he's got another one on Attack Lab. Still only 1 reactor. Most players would have 2 or 3 reactors by now, but he realizes it's all about the mass cyclone. And remember, the bug with the cyclone is basically that they lock on and their lock-on cools down in 2.8 seconds. It's meant to be 4.2 seconds. And it's not like that lock-on cooldown is the most important part of the cyclone, but there are definitely situations where that affects it. And as far as I know, GSL does not play on one of the many mods that are available that fix that. I could be incorrect. No one's told me otherwise. But you guys let me know if there's any info about that. Roach Ravager, Ling, Bane trying to roll forward. The Banes are stuck! The Banes are stuck! Oh! Blocking his own army with the Roaches. The Banes try to move in, but as a result, they don't quite clear everything, so it's almost very supply inefficient. Dude, it's a crazy cyclone YOLO. The Lings need to morph new Banes. Oh, the Lings try to engage. Remember, +1 melee, but there's +2 vehicle plating, soon to be +3, which means the Lings aren't going to do that much. The Swarm hosts do go down. He's got to make more Banes. He has to make Banes and keep rolling into this. With no fungal, it's hard to hold the Cyclones in place. The Banelings are the only way for Reynor to defend this. He has to give up this hatchery and wait. He cannot fight with Zerglings into Blue Flame. There's not that many, but there's still a few Hellbats and Blue Flame Aliens in there. I think he's got to wait for Banelings. He's waiting. He's got 8 Banelings. There's not enough, though. I think you actually need to, like, mass Baneling into this army, because otherwise, supply efficiency-wise, Roaches just get wrecked by Cyclones. He's still on 7 Roaches, 4 Ravages. I think that's good. He was on about 20 Roaches before. Thinning out your Roach number is actually really important to allow yourself to fight this, but it's very hard when you're both maxed out, because Cyclones are only 2 supply as far as I know. I could be wrong on that. You guys let me know if they're 3 supply. Hellbat Cyclone trying to defend this. Oh, Ling Bane Roach jumping on top. Is this a good fight for Reynor? Looks like the Banelings and Lings get some decent connections, but the reinforcements come in. He's got to back away. Bile's not able to land, of course. Gumiho way too good on the dodges. Gumiho pushing forward right now. Units lost time massively in favor of Gumiho. The battle mech's doing really well. Nidus Worm goes up, and you can see he's running back. He's going, where is this? Where is this? Nidus Worm on the left is probably the more effective one. Swarmos are not even inside the Nidus Worm. I think you need Fungal to catch this. And I actually think that Broodlord tech is key. You know, the Cyclones, you can outrange them with Broodlords. I know they can get dived on, but having a few Broodlords with the range might be the way to deal with this. Or Lurkers. It's basic. If you don't get Lurkers or Broodlords, I think he can overrun you with just Mass Cyclone Hellion. You're going to need one of those long-range units to deal with this. And right now, Reynor doesn't have either on the way. He's trying to do it with Roach Ravager, Ling Bane, which, if you get a big surrounding flank, you can do it. But if you don't flank this army, you can't. And the Cyclones are dominating the map control. He's Zerging the Zerg player right now. Gumiho attacking from 2 sides. And Reynor's not willing to give up being the Zerg. He's still trying to play Mass Ling Bane Roach. He wants to win the mobility game, but it's Gumiho that's bullying him. Look at this movement. Look at the movement for Gumiho. Look at the spread. He doesn't want to get surrounded on creep, but I don't think he can. The Swarmos are wasting too much supply right now, as are the Queens, units that are not helping in the fight. The Banes trying to roll in. There's not enough of them. You need an immense amount of Banes. He's trying to build more Roaches. Roaches are nearly worthless against these Cyclones, unfortunately. It's such a good push. Gumiho with power overwhelming the Mass Cyclone Hellbat. The Roach Ravager Ling Bane can't quite cut it. Roach Ravager, I think the Roaches help against Hellions, but there's just not that many. The Ravagers help against tanks. There's no tanks to deal with. And Gumiho just really headbutting on Mass Battle Mech denies Reynor's 5th. Reynor already lost his 6th base. Reynor's back on 4 bases. Reynor has 1 chance to get a good fight. He's trying to make Corruptors. He's trying to become the slow Protoss/Terran play. He's trying to be the more efficient slow guy, but it might be too late. He's already supply blocked. Can he hold on against the next wave? He needs his 4th base. Locust Wave on the left side goes in on that base. The Cyclones dive in. They get some damage. The Banshees causing real problems. That Queen's going to go down. The Banshees sieging from above. Nothing there to deal with it. Hellbats will go over. They die to the Locust, but Gumiho didn't lose his SCVs. Queens are coming over. They're going to finally deal with this if he moves his Overseer up. He's got some Corruptors out now. Needs to morph Broodlords, does Reynor. He needs to slow this game down. Gumiho's 3rd base is still mining. His 4th and 5th are healthily mining. Reynor is down on income right now. When you play against Cyclone Hellion, they really do take the role of basically being a Zerg player. And a few Swarm hosts ran into the Planetary and died, I think, or ran into something and died. Ooh, all-consuming map control focus play, and the way he keeps using this healing shrine, this style matches up perfectly with the map. The fact that he can heal up at the healing shrine is actually so smart for Gumiho. Cyclones coming in, they're going to waste most of that Locust Wave. A few Banes roll in, I don't think they're going to get much done. couple of SCVs is all they find. 4 more Corruptors are building. There's 4 Broodlords out. He's got a few Infestors building. I think Infestor Broodlords, excellent for shutting this army down. But Reynor, of course, is going to suffer on the mobility front. He does have +2 melee. It's going to add a lot of Broodling damage. Right, Broodlords, of course, have been nerfed over the years. They're a little faster than they used to be. They shoot slowly, and the Broodlings are incredibly slow and have much lower attack speed than they used to. Hellbats, Cyclones, Banshees coming in, Raven as well. Oh, Broodlords take a good shot. Cyclone goes down. Oh, he tries to dive. Fungal's going to punish him. This is exactly what Reynor was trying to force with the Broodlords, is forcing him to run in, but he gets all the Infestors. And I think even though that was like a good fight for Reynor, remember, he's only on 4 bases. He's in trouble. Lings come in. They find the command centers. If he can cancel these command centers, that'll be massive. That could be game-changing. He has nothing that shoots up except Corruptors. Okay, he has Corruptors, but no Overseer. That's the problem. Ravager gets sniped. Queen's taking damage. Lings do kill 1 command center. They kill an orbital. Gumiho didn't lift his orbital. He loses 3 command centers. Oh, no. It's Throwy-Ho. I thought it was Gumigod showing up today, but it might be Throwy-Ho. Oh, no. He's over-focusing on the Banshees. He might be letting Reynor back into this game. Reynor not going down without a fight. That is a huge problem. There's triple battlecruiser coming in. Luckily for Reynor, he has upgrades coming. He does have +1 air, but he has no idea about these battlecruisers. No idea there's going to be battlecruisers, and his economy is so fragile. If you can slide battlecruisers in, kill a bunch of drones, teleport away, it's going to be absolutely ruining for the Italian stallion. Hellbats and Cyclone's going to try to clean up. The battlecruisers will get spotted by these locusts. I don't know if Reynor's looking at it, guys. Run Reynor's camera. Yeah, he saw it. He's going to kill one of these starports, but he's building more Corruptors. He might have to go Neural Parasite as well. He does start that up. Cyclone Hellion on the left. He needs a 5th base. The Cyclone Hellion still being D-bags. Broodlords are on the right side. They're nowhere near. That hatchery gets cancelled. Banshee's going to dive in. If he loses both hatcheries, it's a disaster. He has to move left. Oh, Gumiho once again bullying, using the mobility. This is what Terran players love doing to Protoss. Normally, Zerg does it to Terran, but in this case, when you play Battle Mech, you can sometimes be the Zerg player. 6 SCVs go down. Lings in. Reynor loses his 5th base again. Corruptor Overseer pushes back the Banshees, but they fly away. Those Hyperflight Rotors so good. 15, 20 workers going down, though. That is very damaging. There is no burrow, unfortunately, for Reynor, so he can't add to that annoying factor, as the Zerglings are going to get cleaned up. But 18 workers are very effective. Gumiho has a 6th base out front, though. +2 ship weapons, +3 vehicle weapons on the way. His unit's getting stronger. And, of course, Reynor does have +1 air, +2 air on the way. A few more Broodlords and Corruptors making. Is it going to be enough? Battlecruisers? Did we just see them teleport? I don't know where those battlecruisers are, guys. They teleport on top! He's going to try and Yamato! Teleports on top in Yamatos! What the hell? Gumiho right now! I don't know. Is that crazy? Is he smart? Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. The Corruptors are still building. He senses there's not enough Corruptors. He scans, he blinks on top, and he just starts Yamatoing whatever again. Gumiho's like, wait a second. You've been on 4 base for the last 5 minutes. You have no money. And he realizes maybe you don't need finesse to finish this game. Maybe you need to think, what would Sue do? And you grab your units, you have more, and you shove them on top. And honestly, I think it might be the right call, because if he can kill this base in the bottom right as he disengages, it's going to be worth. Was it the cleanest trade? No. But if he kills this base, it's absolutely worth it. The Cyclones need to lock onto the hatchery. He manually locks. Can he get the hatchery? Hellbat's killing some drones. The Lings coming out. Not enough to defend. The hatchery's going to go down. Reynor knows that with that, his hopes of getting back in this game are gone. And Gumiho, with the mass Cyclone on Persephone, the Battle Mech style, does exceptionally well. GG, well played. Gumiho wins the series 2-0, denies Reynor, and goes to that semifinals in 2nd place. GG, well played.